With Straight Talk Wireless, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense. Tune in to Straight Talk.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I wouldn't call it free agency. I would call it trade deadline frenzy. What is occurring right now in the NBA? Hey, Kuz, nothing like waiting until the very last second to get all these trades in, huh? Like, you've had how long to do this? It always baffles me that teams wait till like the very last second to try to get that best deal, maybe try to get that best bargain and get as much value as possible. So you wait till the very last day to make these trades.
Yeah, I feel like they do that because they don't want to show their hand fully of what they're trying to potentially do. And then I also think because, yes, you're going to get a team that's like got Aaron Gordon and wants to move on and go into a rebuild, and maybe the value is lowered at the back end there.
But here's the thing, though. If you're the Clippers right now and you're going to acquire Rondo, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you want to get him not right now, but like weeks prior? Like, wouldn't that be the smart move?
Yeah, to work on the chemistry, you would think. Yeah, but I also think them doing that shows what they're trying to do or what they believe their weaknesses are. So maybe they feel like they don't want to show that early on.
Well, at the end of the day, too, like the Clippers, they're going to the playoffs regardless, right? So it's not like they're in must-win mode. Like they're going to the playoffs. So I can get that point. But the Magic, man, it's a fire sale, as you would say from Call of Duty. It's an absolute fire sale right now. And to me, it makes a lot of sense. I know there's a lot of Magic fans out there that are a little upset right now because your team has basically just been gutted from the inside out. You've lost All-Stars. You've lost dunk contest semifinalists. Did Aaron Gordon, did he win the championship, the dunk title? Or was it a tie with Levine?
Well, no, Levine, he got it when he dunked over the mascot.
Okay,
right?
So Aaron Gordon did win. I can't remember.
He's won one.
What's up, bro? How you doing, by the way, man? I was going to bring you in a second.
You don't even have to do that.
It's all good,
We
dude.
just flow, baby.
We flowing. But, the Orlando Magic, though, I get the frustration because now you're starting from square one again. You essentially have the worst roster in the NBA. But you can't lie to yourselves. You were never going to win a title with what you had. So you have to rebuild it. You have to tear it down and rebuild it up again because the whole point of this is winning a title. And the roster that you had, you weren't going to win a title with. Well,
and a big part of that, to me, always comes back to looking at the draft picks that they had. And, a lot of them just haven't panned out for the Magic. I mean, you have Jonathan Isaac in 2017, who was supposed to be your guy, but he's been dealing with some injuries.
Yeah.
Mo Bamba, kind of similar situation. We just haven't seen him take that step. Now, Cole Anthony, who they got, I think he's promising. Some of the younger ones they've got. But really, their last big draft pick that they got would have been Aaron Gordon. That was on the team. I mean, they picked Sabonis, but traded him to OKC. So it's like, you haven't had a all-star starting player that you've drafted since Aaron Gordon in 2014. That just doesn't work.
By the way, Gordon has more 50-point dunks than anybody in NBA history in the slam dunk contest, but he's never won.
So he didn't win that one.
No.
So Zach Levine won that one.
But he's been memorable.
Jeez.
Just doesn't walk away with the trophy.
Yeah.
I feel like most people thought he got robbed. That if
I remember
correct.
The year he dunked over the mascot was the year I know a lot of people were like, he got robbed.
Yeah,
but to me, like they kind of both won that one. Like if there's going to be a tie that year, it should have been between him and then Zach Levine or whatever.
Levine,
Levine, sorry. I mean, Adam Levine, Adam Levine.
Both? I don't think he went up against Levine the year he dunked over
I could have swore he did because they're in that Nike commercial after it. Come on, Kuz.
I'll have to check.
You're better than that, man. This is
your
your genre.
Magic, by the way, are, we have our own troubles here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
As an NFL franchise.
Yeah.
The Orlando Magic, and to me, like the Florida Panthers, are by far the most irrelevant franchises in the state. And by the way, the Jags, let's be in full transparency, the Jags are buoyed a little bit by the NFL Shield, right, in the popularity of the sport. But the Orlando Magic, I mean, we're 2 hours away from the Orlando Magic, and very few people care. Very few people care.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be 2 hours away from Syracuse in Albany, and everybody cared.
Could you
about the Syracuse Orange? You know, I mean, nobody cared. It's not like we have an NBA team and there's somebody to drown them out. There isn't.
Yeah.
And again, nobody's strong. But you get my point. Very few people care. And I know what you're going to tell me, like, well, hey, Brent, in Orlando, people don't care about the Jags. I think you're lying. I think there are some people in Orlando that care about the Jags, but they also care about the Bucks. They probably also care about the Dolphins. And it's very transient in the same sense where they probably care about a lot of other teams too. But look, here's another example. The Florida Gators and Florida State Seminoles, they're, an hour and 40 minutes away, 3 hours away? Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people that care about those teams and franchises. Why? Because they've been relevant. They've been good. So if Orlando has been good in the last decade, and I wasn't here, by the way, when Shaq and Penny and Howard and those guys, and I'm sure
that seems like the last time they were relevant. I mean, they went to the playoffs, I think, back in I'm not going to ask you, Coos, because you're 0 for 1, because, it was Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I'm 0 for 1.
Yeah, you're 0 for 1, it's all right.
Who played with him, though?
I don't know, man.
Will Barton, Andre Drummond. I got that one.
Andre Drummond just got bought out, I think, by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
So he's 1 for 1, then. I'll give you the 1 for 1.
Like,
1 for 2.
1 for 2, yeah.
To me, though, I look at, like, Andre Drummond in that, and I'm like, how is he going to impress anybody? Because he's just so much bigger than all of those guys. Like, of course he can dunk.
Because you talk basketball all the time, Drive and Dish podcast, and you do it with your buddies in Orlando. Does anybody care about the Orlando
Magic? They very much
care.
I mean, but here's the problem. Nick, who is on Live, Local, and Loud, is the play-by-play guy for the Orlando, the Lakeland, the D-League team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like they very much care.
But you got to keep in mind, too.
I know they care. I'm saying, do people here care? You are in touch with that? Like,
sure.
Do you get a lot of people from Jacksonville listening about the Magic?
I would say Florida's, when we can look at our stats, it's in our top 3 usually.
There's Magic fans out there.
But I can't break it by city. I can only see state.
Okay.
There's Magic fans out there. You just haven't heard from them because there hasn't been a lot to celebrate. You know, I mean, like I have friends who are big NBA fans, and they're still Heat fans, but they started to be Heat fans when LeBron went to Miami. You know, so Miami's won a lot more for sure.
They would have more though. Like Ty would be kids Ty's age if they had been good, right? Would be a Magic fan.
Sure.
By the way, I'm sure Orlando has that in their own city limits because the Jags have that problem.
Yeah.
There are kids walking around with Patrick Mahomes jerseys on because they haven't been any good. Yeah. And so you miss generation that way. So the Jags are in the same landscape. So I'm not trying to say, hey, we're better than you, Orlando. I'm just stating the facts. The big thing the Jags have going for them is there are 32 NFL teams that get high profile in the United States because the Shield is big. The ratings are huge. The story's a big deal. Like Trevor, we're going to have more Jags fans in Orlando than we've ever had over the next year because of, maybe Urban Meyer's ties to the Gators a little bit, but bigger than that, Trevor Lawrence. There are going to be Trevor Lawrence jerseys in Orlando. What jersey is a Jacksonville kid wearing for the Orlando Magic?
I wonder.
Probably Aaron Gordon.
Okay. I mean, really? But are there a lot of those floating around? That's my question.
Oh, I mean, probably not. No, I mean, the Magic, they're not a popular team by any means. They don't have popular players. Even when they have an all-star like Vujovic, nobody's really cheering for him. So, but
very good player.
What is their? Because I feel like every time, pending from this year and last year, but I feel like every time I watch like the Bucks play the Magic in Orlando, like it's always sold out. Is that just because like fans are in town, like in Disney, and they want to see a Magic game? Like, I wonder like what their ticket sales are.
I believe
because I feel like they're not doing that bad.
Almost going back to what Brent was saying about Patrick Mahomes jerseys, I think that's just the younger fan these days. I think that's like my cousin, right? He grew his hair to look like Patrick Mahomes because he wanted to look like Patrick Mahomes. I think because of social media, and there's so much more
because they want to look like Brent.
But I think there's so many, because of social media, you can get attached to a certain player. I think the younger sports fan is more of a fan of a specific person than they are a team. And I think that's more common than I think we talk about.
Well, listen, again, we're in the state of Florida. So when you have a team, there's two things that work there, what you just said. Orlando's going to sell tickets. One, because the NBA is not a hard thing to sell tickets for. That
they want to see Giannis in that case.
Well, the capacity is only 17,000, 18,000. We're not talking 65,000 people. I mean, it's a great number. It's a manageable number. And I went down and watched the Magic game. You know why? I wanted to go see LeBron play when he was with the Cavs. Right. That's why.
That's what I mean.
Not to see the Magic play. You're going to go down to see the 76ers play. That's the same thing that happens here. Yeah, again, this isn't, hey, we're better than you, Orlando. Your team stinks. No, I mean, listen, we deal with the same issues sometimes.
Absolutely.
And one of the issues is will you win some damn games and be relevant? Get some stars and be relevant. And, Jags had a little sniff of that. Orlando hasn't had a sniff of that in a long time. I say this all the time jokingly. I don't even realize the Florida Panthers are still an organization half the time because nobody talks about them.
For sure.
Nobody.
Yeah.
But Orlando's not far behind in terms of the Magic. The NBA has a nice brand. They have a global brand. I'm not telling you people have never heard of the Magic. But I think the Magic, more years than not, are a team that people can't name 4 players on the team.
They just need that player, man. They just need a perennial all-star who people know about. Like, that's what John Morant's doing for Memphis. I mean, all it takes is, I think that's what Zion's doing for New Orleans. Like, you just need that one player that can put you over the top. And right now for the Magic, it's just they don't really have anybody. Now, they have great players, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, no household names. So the goal now is to try to find those household names with the draft capital and build from there.
I'd be willing to say that I think the Orlando Magic haven't had a player like that probably since Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
I would agree.
I mean, Aaron Gordon was there, but
he
and then Oladipo was another one, but still it never really took off.
Oladipo maybe had a chance. By the way, Oladipo just got traded to Miami from Houston.
Right.
You just bring up a great point. If Zion Williamson had come to Orlando, right, if they were in position, if Ja Morant, that's what they need, right? And listen, the Jags are getting that. Jags are getting Trevor Lawrence. The Jags need that. Yeah. They do too. So you're not alone, Orlando. But I think there really are some, and when I say irrelevant, I'm not talking about like they can't make any money and they can't sell anything and they can't have. That's not the case. Everybody does well in professional sports. But when I think of irrelevant franchises, for the longest time, the Seattle Seahawks were that until they flipped it around, right? I think a lot of the Arizona teams are like that. And it's kind of the same setup as Florida, where you have a lot of transient people who have moved to Arizona to retire or live in better weather or whatever else. But they're not diehard like Cardinals fans. They're not diehard Coyotes fans. They're not diehard Diamondbacks fans. You know what I mean? And so I think they are similar in that fashion where it's like, oh, yeah, the Diamondbacks, they still play baseball. Like once in a while you do that. And they've had some really good players over the years.
Good success in the beginning, too.
And, the Cardinals have had some sensational players. So even with Larry Fitzgerald out there forever, I mean, from Calais to Patrick Peterson to you name it. I just feel like they're in that. To me, they're in that. We say this a lot, even San Antonio. San Antonio, with as much success as they've had, never get the due that they deserve. But they're not irrelevant. Everybody knows San Antonio, from David Robinson to Tim Duncan to Popovich to everybody. They know the players because they've had so much success, even though it kind of feels like a forgotten franchise and underrated franchise at times. So here we go again, I guess, for Orlando, because they're hitting the reset button.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, there's no choice for the Magic. You have to hit the reset button. You got to start winning games. I mean, it's like this with any, and I don't call it a small market team because they're not a small market team per se, but it's like any team that hasn't won in a while, kind of like the Jaguars, and if you scratch out 2017. If you're not going to win games, people aren't going to be excited, all right? Like, even the Jaguars' attendance can be down when they're not winning.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you start winning games, it'll all turn around.
Yeah, and it really could. And by the way, I think it would be great. Like, we should feel the Magic up here. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, I should, on TV, be covering the Magic a little bit. Not every night, but I should be covering a big story here. I'm not touching this tonight on TV. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if I tell you who they traded tonight on TV. Well, we might talk about it a little bit here, but we're not doing a segment every day on the Orlando Magic.
And I'd be willing to bet that's a big part. We talk about how they're, quote unquote irrelevant too. It's with the NBA, I've noticed you can fall into a spot of like no return where you're barely making the 8th seed. Maybe one year you make a 7th, so you get this false sense of, oh, we're on track. And then the next year you miss by 1 game or 2 games. So you get stuck in this like 6, 7, 8, 9 seed area, and you just can't get out of that unless you do a hard reset, which we saw. I mean, I always take it back to the Sixers, who just flat out tanked.
Absolutely.
And you have to, or you'll never get that next push.
And that's the way to go in sports, by the way, not alone. Jags just did it. The Atlanta Braves did it. The Houston Astros did it. Who else am I missing? Somebody else did it. There's been enough teams that have done it. And you're right. It's not a cliche. It probably should be one. It probably should be part of the model of sports. But if you are stuck in mediocrity, where you're 8-8, you're 7-9, you're 6-10, sometimes 9-7, it ain't the best place to be. But the better place to be is like 2-14, 1-15. And then try to get to 12-4. That's the way to 12-4, faster than being 6-7, 6-10, or 7-9. Believe it or not.
The only time it's good to be, 500 is if you're in a situation like the Knicks, where you've been so bad for so long, you finally get to that 500. You go, okay,
people are parading in the streets. Yeah.
We're seeing this. We're going.
And that's fair. That's a good point. But I think even there was a sense of that in Orlando, not parading in the streets because they're not as big market, but there was a sense of that like 2 years ago where it looked like they were starting to climb out of it.
But you weren't getting the conversation of, okay, now they can attract a big free agent. Like, we're talking about how there's a star. They're talking about Devin Booker, who I don't think he'll leave the Suns, but they're talking Devin Booker's coming to New York next year. Like, they're convinced because it's New York, they're 500, they're getting a star. Where I would agree, if you're Orlando and you're the Knicks and you're 500 trying to attract a free agent, well, yeah, they're probably going to choose New York over you.
Yeah, New York is still – that has that kind of draw. Now, I say that, but I argued against it for, like, the Jets. I don't believe that's similar. No, like, the Knicks and the Jets are two different animals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you think of, like, Madison Square. Like, that's legendary. Like, that means something to play there. And, I think, like, in terms of history, like, both have a rich history. But, like, yeah, I feel like the Jets are always an afterthought compared to the Knicks.
Well, even though because they're an afterthought compared to the Giants. So they're already the second fiddle in their own sport. Yeah, you know what I mean?
But do you think they're going to be the second fiddle now with Brooklyn?
The Knicks will always be bigger than Brooklyn. Always. If they can win. Like, if they don't, like, what Kuz is saying is right. The Knicks being 500, believe it or not, and I probably should check this before I say it, but my guess is, and I'll read the back pages every day, the Post and everything, the Daily News, whatever it is, but I would say the Knicks being 500 is still a bigger story than the Nets being great.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Maybe, but they have big stars in the Nets, so that's probably borderline.
You could have had, if you paired them right, if you paired the Nets, right, the Nets were, they had the most wins in the Eastern Conference, and the Knicks were only 500, and you had a star that would be weighing the options. I'd be willing to bet they'd pick the Knicks over the Nets in that aspect because it's more popular.
Yeah, but they just got Blake Griffin, though.
For the Nets?
Yeah.
Right, well, of course, because Blake Griffin's ring chasing.
Okay. So, like, but what I'm trying to say is, like, in terms of popularity, like, I think if the Nets win, like, 2 championships, which they very well could, I think they're going to be the more popular. So, who are you going to buy jerseys from the Knicks?
Randall.
You think the Randall jerseys are going to be flying off the shelves?
I think it won't, because I think...
Compared to Kevin Durant and Kyrie?
I think that's because people are fans of Kevin Durant, not necessarily the Knicks.
Okay.
Like, I think they would buy the jersey regardless of what team he was on.
I do think there's this one element with the Knicks that even Knicks fans still have a hard time putting their arms around their team, and that's Dolan. You know, I mean, it's just a guy you don't want to embrace. And so maybe there is that window of opportunity. Listen, the Mets were good for a little bit. When the Mets are good, you're good for the year. But in totality, it's still a Yankees town, right? I mean, it's always going to be the Yankees town. It's just the way it is. And so there are a lot of Mets fans. Mets fans don't like that. I get it. Jets fans don't like it. I get it. That's just part of it. Chargers fans don't like it either, but the Rams are bigger, right? Clippers fans don't like it, but the Lakers are bigger. I mean, it's just the way it is. And you're not going to probably change it. I just don't see the Brooklyn Nets ever being bigger than the Knicks, even if they're kind of better in the win column than the Knicks. Now, again, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, the Knicks had become almost irrelevant. Like how did the Knicks almost become irrelevant? And they almost had in sports. Yeah. And the only reason they were still afloat was as a punchline.
Sure.
You know?
No, there's still a punchline.
And they kind of still are. But if they do ascend in any way, it will be a Knicks town, no doubt about it, in my opinion.
To that, I remember when I went out to California a few years ago, and I'm sure that the prices have changed since, but I remember asking my Uber driver, you know, because I was like, oh, it's kind of weird that the Clippers and Lakers play in the same stadium or building. And he's like, you know, it's crazy. When the Lakers are the home team, tickets are like $150. When the Clippers are the home team, it's like $50. Yeah, same teams. It is. Just flipped who's the quote unquote home team.
It's true. That's just the way it is. And, you know, like it or not, just the way it is. I mean, that's again, you can have your moments. It doesn't mean you're not going to have fans, you know, and some people want to be that other guy. Right, and stay away from the bandwagon jumper, which the bandwagon jumper is the Lakers guy, the Knicks guy, the Yankees guy. I mean, that's and it's okay. Like I have no problem with bandwagon jumpers in sports, but I'm just saying the Yankees are the cool team to be associated with. The Mets are never the cool team to wear the hat for. But those fans that are Mets fans are diehard and want to shove it up the Yankees fans, you know what.
For sure.
Which is cool. I mean, that's what sports about. That's what makes it kind of fun. It's an interesting topic we're talking about right now because I was coming in and I saw DeMarcus Robinson, I think, just re-signed with the Chiefs.
Yeah, 1-year deal.
Okay, so I think T.Y. Hilton re-signed yesterday with the Colts.
Yep, correct.
And so I started to think a little bit. We'll get into it coming up here after we take a break. But, we're talking about these franchises that people want to be a part of. You just mentioned Orlando. Like, do you really want to be a part of it? Does a free agent want to be a part of it? Do the Knicks, can they attract that person now? Mm-hmm. That's really at the root of what Urban Meyer's trying to build here, Yeah. He's trying to build a place where you say, I want to wear that logo. Mm-hmm. I want to be in Jacksonville. Because if you look at some of these moves, I keep asking, we did the conversation yesterday, why are people staying in Tampa? Mm-hmm. Well, they're staying in Tampa because of Arians, because of the Lombardi Trophy, and because of Brady. Yep. 3 reasons. That's it. So they're willing to go give it a run. They're not staying in Tampa because, man, that Bucs organization, that's like historic. We say that about the Patriots, right? Yeah. That may want to be a part of the Patriots because they think the Patriots will always win now. That's all these 24-year-old guys know. A Patriots team that always won. How important is it for Urban Meyer to continue to build this to the point where it's a likable logo to wear and something that guys want to be? And therefore, the guy that could go elsewhere and maybe get a 2-year deal for $18 million will stick around for a 1-year, $9 million deal or $8 million deal because he wants to stay in Jacksonville and be a part of it with Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, and the rest. Underneath the belly of all this, just trying to get good, Urban Meyer, I believe, is really focused on doing that and making this an attractive place to be in Jacksonville. We'll talk more about it when we come back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 on a Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Warm today under partly sunny skies. The afternoon high in the mid to upper 80s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News. Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years, 0-interest financing with nothing down.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees, too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
Welcome to Moe's, and good morning at Moe's. In St. Augustine only at 312 and US 1, it's the only Moe's in the country serving breakfast burritos. Try it. You'll love it. Full breakfast menu only at the St. Augustine location. They put the fast in breakfast. Made to order in the drive-thru. Try the Home Wrecker breakfast burrito. Your choice of bacon, chicken, or steak with scrambled eggs, shredded cheese, and seasoned potatoes. Served daily at 6 a.m. St. Augustine location only. Make it a better morning with Moe's.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, it is not your fault. Hubbard House is here for you. You are not alone. Hubbard House provides free services and emergency shelter to survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties. Call 904-354-3114 anytime, 24/7 to confidentially speak to a caring advocate.
Have you seen it? The all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota is open, and they're ready to celebrate with big savings, even on pre-owned. Celebrate savings and hearing the words, "You're approved." That's right. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. Plus, if you want selection, Arlington's got it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, what are you waiting for? Celebrate with savings and come see the brand new facility at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. golfclub.com.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
I'm Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer. That means the Florida bars recognize me as an expert in the field of civil trial. As a trial lawyer, I'm trained to investigate every aspect of your case. If you've been involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jewell's in St. Augustine at Mirabella Crossing. Open 7 days a week. It's old school barbecue. Trivia night on Monday. Kids eat free on Wednesdays. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Voted best wings in St. Augustine as well. Visit williejewels.com and visit Willie Jewell's at Mirabella Crossing in St. Augustine. Old school barbecue, smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
Everybody loves selfies, right? It's the way we all like to say, hey, it's me. No pretending, just the real you. Seems like a little thing, but little things mean a lot. Adding a smarter banking account at Community First might seem like a little thing too. But if you want a smart way to move your money around, you know what works for you. So do what's right for you. Community First. Just be yourself. Add an account on your phone, tablet, or desktop at justbeyourself.com.
Federally insured by NCUA.
The Max Kellerman Show. The Nets started out the season without James Harden, who's their second best player, and then have played recently without Kevin Durant, who's their best player. Also, when Kyrie joined the team, he and Harden had to figure things out. There was an adjustment period. And so the Nets' record does not reflect, their entire record does not reflect the team they've become. The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Brent Martineau.
Some NBA play-by-play here this week as well, right here on ESPN 690.
Austin Lane.
You all right?
Yeah, I know. You looked over like, are you going to make it?
Yeah, man. I'm making sure we're all good here.
Hey, listen, I get choked up about the new lineup.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
They can just simply draft Najee Harris from Alabama and have their future guy behind Ronald Jones, and replace Shady McCoy. The running back position is one of the easiest to replace.
I'm with you. I don't think you need a star running back.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of serviceable running backs win championships. Just with the way that Leonard Fournette had finished the season, though.
Yeah.
Like that was a strong point of their offense.
Would it say that it's more about the running, is it about the position, or is it about the guy? Like maybe it's like, you know what?
He was exactly.
Somebody else.
It's the style. It's the style. He's a physical shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. Shady McCoy was supposed to be. He didn't do much. He was supposed to be that elusive guy, the third down back. They later in the season tried to make Fournette the third down back, and Brady threw a lot of passes to him that he dropped because he's not a natural pass catcher. You can replace that and get it cheaper and get a guy that you can fill in like Najee Harris.
That, speaking of former Jet.
Bart Scott?
Bart Scott.
Got it. I mean, I don't know if you were setting me up for what was going on.
I was kind of looking for a little help.
Sorry,
I
man.
always forget. I actually do that a lot. Like, I forget Bart Scott's name, in part because he's got two first names as his name.
Definitely does. What is it? So it's Bartholomew, it would be? Is that what Bart is short for?
Probably.
Bartholomew, man.
You don't have many kids named that.
Were your parents like...
You don't. And whether you like it or not, if you look like that, you better not say anything about it.
Hey, can't wait. I got no problem with Bartholomew, man. Like, it's all good, dude. I've seen that guy's intensity before. I don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. When I don't know. I'd be like, why do you think you're better than me just because your name's Bartholomew? I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like if you're Bart Scott, you own it. Don't be called Bart. Because you think of Bart Simpson. No one's taking Bart Simpson seriously. The guy was a troublemaker. Like, if you're going to be named Bartholomew, dude, I'm rolling with Bartholomew.
You're sticking with it?
I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to be called Bart. No, with all due respect to Bart Scott, I mean, it's fine. But I'm just saying, roll with the Bartholomew, man. There's a little twang with that.
I don't know if he was Bartholomew. It probably was. I played with a Bart in college, Bart Marchetti.
Mm-hmm.
And Dude could rake. He could hit it.
Okay. I was like, leaves?
No.
I don't know.
It is a competition up there.
I didn't know that was a hitting thing. Rake?
Rake.
Okay, I got you. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, he could flat out hit. So I think he had our home run record for a little bit. But Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Coos back here, NBA trade deadline. Just to piggyback on a conversation we were just having, how much is Urban Meyer trying to make this franchise relevant to make it a destination or a staying place? Not only a destination, but if you look around the league, you look at Tampa, you look at Indy with Hilton, who was on the free agent market for a bit, comes back. Yeah. And that might have been, by the way, teams just didn't want Hilton. So I'm not going to give all the teams credit here. But Kansas City seems like a team, destination, people want to go. The Rams, team that people are trying to stay a little bit and be a part of this. I think Seattle's had that. The Patriots certainly have had that over the years. I think the Ravens even have a little bit of a taste of that. And we're talking about a sports world where money usually wins the day. Money, at the end of the day, speaks the loudest. Yeah, I want to win. I want to be a part of it. I like what's going on here. Oh, but you threw $5 million more at me? Here I come. Thank you very much. It's a business decision. It's a business league. Yeah. And I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying that's the way it is. But some organizations get to a point where they can keep some players that might be able to go elsewhere and make more money at another place.
Or they can sign free agents and at a discount.
At a little bit of a discount, say, hey, we don't have this. Or they can get their players to restructure easier than some other organizations might be able to get their players to restructure.
Yeah.
Can the Jags become that team, and what will it take to become that team? Is Urban Meyer a big part of that? Shad Khan a big part of that? Or is Trevor Lawrence the ultimate part of that?
It's a combination of a bunch of things. First of all, you got to have the quarterback, the most important position. So Trevor Lawrence, if we think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be what we think he's going to be, then that's a step in the right direction. You have to win football games. That's another important thing. Nobody wants to go play for a loser. Now, if the price tag is right and it's too hard to resist, then you're going to go there. But I think players prefer to go to winners because why? Players want to play in the Super Bowl. Players want to hoist that Lombardi trophy. So there's a little bit of that as well. Obviously, the coaching and the culture is another big thing. And to me, this kind of goes hand in hand with word of mouth. We underestimate sometimes what word of mouth can do in free agency and in the NFL. Because players, whether they're, opponents or former teammates, whatever the case may be, or rivals even, players talk. Players keep up to date with each other. And, I think in Jacksonville for a while, when you had the whole grievance gate thing, you weren't getting a lot of players wanting to come to Jacksonville. Yep. Why? Because the optics were bad. Now, you got Joe Schobert. Okay. Who else did you get? Nobody really. Okay, so there's something to be said for that. So if you're Urban Meyer, you establish the culture, you win football games, you have Trevor Lawrence playing at a high level, and keep in mind, Urban Meyer brings in some of his guys, or at least some of the guys that he trusts in free agency, where, Joe Cullen guys, or, I think Schottenheimer had a couple guys come in. He trusts all these guys. So that's an advantage because they know what they're getting into. If they have a positive experience here the first couple of years, well, then that word of mouth is going to travel. And all of a sudden it's going to be, hey, man, there's something special happening in Jacksonville right now. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a place to go, you might want to check out the Jaguars. That's what this team needs. They need word of mouth. They need winning. I mean, listen, the winning, the quarterback, that's all obvious. But what we don't talk about enough is the word of mouth.
Yeah, I think, and by the way, I think Urban has a bit of a. I'm sure there are some players that I don't want to go play for that. I don't know what's going to be like. I don't know if he's going to be able to transition. I just don't want to play for that guy. I think there are other players, and some of the free agents that came in here that sounded, at least in front of a microphone, excited to be playing for Urban Meyer. And they had a choice. It was, again, can be a lot about the money and about landing spot. Maybe Joe Cullen is a part of that, and maybe other guy, Bevel is a part of that. I think Urban Meyer was a part of it. Mm-hmm. I do think the lure of Trevor Lawrence is going to be significant. Now, can he be good? Right? Can he live up to it? Yeah. I think that's significant. I think people know if you have that position. Remember left tackle, Trent
Williams?
Yeah.
Trent Williams?
Remember what he said a couple weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they got Trevor Lawrence, man. They're not rebuilding. They're going to be ready to go. Yeah. It was almost like he was positioning himself for a job here. At least make an offer, right?
Yeah,
Give him some more money.
Yeah.
By the way, Trent Williams recently said he thinks he can play until he's 40 years old. So how about that?
You know what, man? If anybody can do it,
he's been really
might
good.
be that guy.
He's been really good.
I just reminded him at draft night when he picked up Roger Goodell and It was like Dirty Dancing. He kind of twirled him around a little bit. Like, that was impressive.
40 years old. He's 33. He's still got a long way to go to get there.
Yeah,
but makes a lot of money if he gets it to 40 years old.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the lure of Trevor Lawrence is paramount. But what behind the scenes Urban Meyer and Shad Khan are doing to make this more attractive, I think Urban's already doing it. I think Urban's already aware of it. Now, can he absolutely and actually do it? I think is something we'll see. But he's pushed already the logo, right? The brand. This is the Jaguars, tax-free state.
904, baby.
Yeah. I mean, he is really pushing that out.
Yep.
Like, hey, we're Jacksonville. You're going to want to be a part of this thing. And maybe some people around the country are laughing at that, but he knows that that is something he has to promote and push.
Yeah.
And he's smart in branding. He comes from the college game. He's smart with the Florida Gators. He connected with ESPN. He had ESPN down there just about once a week. When it was time to be on TV, Urban Meyer is on TV. That's attractive to recruits. You're selling the brand. And by the way, that brand almost sells itself at times. Ohio State, same thing. And he was still selling the brand. He was part of the brand. He opened it up so people could see it, said, hey, we are Ohio State. Come to Columbus, Ohio. He's doing that with the Jags. He's trying to take that college feel and do that with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe, a still young organization where you can push that brand, that logo out to not just fans, but the players in the league and say, you want to be a part of this. We got a great owner, man. He is tired of losing. He wants to win. He's going to build you a practice facility. He's going to give you this. We're going to give you the best. I mean, day one, Urban Meyer set the tone on that. We're going to ask a lot of you, but we're going to give you the best. Our players deserve the best. This is all about the players. He has already laid the foundation. Again, we'll see if he can do it. Winning will be a part of that. Trevor Lawrence's success will be a part of that. But Urban Meyer has set the table to already do it. I think he thinks it's a very important part of what he's doing here in Jacksonville.
No, it's a huge part. Players want to feel taken care of. That's where the state-of-the-art facilities come in and everything like that. But when you look at Florida and Ohio State, even before Urban Meyer got there, what did they have? They had tradition, right? People grew up with that. The student athletes grew up with that kind of tradition. In Jacksonville, there hasn't been a lot of tradition here the past decade or so. So it's kind of fallen by the wayside. And that means something. Like, yeah, you can have the state-of-the-art everything, but we're not dealing with high schoolers anymore that are attracted to shiny things of new uniforms and Jordan cleats and, you wear like a different color visor for a game, or do you get like secondary jerseys on a special like blackout night? That all means something to high school kids going to college. In the pros, though, it's different because now you have guys that are grown men. Some have families. Some are just about the business, but they're still maybe attracted to the clicks and whistles, but it's not the end-all, be-all like it is in college. And that's where, once again, the tradition and the culture comes in. And if you can replicate that like you had at Florida and Ohio State, and yes, once again, have all the amenities, have the weight rooms and then the cold tubs and filet mignon every single night if you want to, by all means do that. But that's not going to mean anything if you aren't winning games and establishing the tradition.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see how it develops. Can they do it? And the point I'm getting at here is we're just talking about relevant franchises from the Orlando Magic to the Knicks to the Nets to other teams. And if you see some of the signings around the NFL, it's like, well, they didn't go get them. They didn't go chase all the money. They got some paid. No, they got paid. And it might be a part of this in the NFL is that you get a lot of money even if you don't get paid. All right? I mean, you get whatever it is, $8 million a year for Hilton, who many people thought he wouldn't even get that, and he's getting up to 10, but $8 million guaranteed. I mean, that might be more than anybody would be willing to pay him anyway.
But keep in mind, though, it's the leadership. It's being ingrained in the Colts tradition.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more that T.Y. Hilton can offer, not only on the field, but also off the field as well.
So my point here is you want DJ Chark in a contract year, Josh Allen in a contract year, James Robinson in a contract year. Hey, I want to go get paid. I hope the Jaguars are going to give me what I'm worth because I want to be here, right? So you want your guys. We talk about keeping the guys. That's where this went wrong a little bit for the Jaguars over the last few years. You want those guys to be able to say. I mean, Josh Allen's already saying it. It's like Josh Allen and the Jags already have a handshake agreement that we're going to give you a big extension at some time because Josh Allen has already said countless times, I want to be Duval forever, you know?
Sure.
I mean, and he's like not even through – he's just through 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, so he's helped do that too.
Yes.
Guys like that saying, hey, I like being here, man. Come on down. You can be a part of it. You don't want to be here, get out. But we're gonna build something here. So that's the word of mouth thing you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need the Pied Pipers to help make that happen. And I think that will be something to watch. It's not always who you attract in free agency because, again, attraction can be just, show me the money.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of players here over the years because you showed them more money than the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it says a lot when you've got a player, whether he's toward the end of his career, middle of the career, beginning of the career, whatever it is, that has a chance to go chase more money, but would rather stay here. Even if it's for a touch less, nobody's going to take half of the money to stay in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's got to still be competitive, or if the money's the same, they'd rather stay here than go somewhere else. That's when you know you've built something and you're working on something that people want to be a part of.
We got the draft coming up here in about a month or so, and I wonder, because I've told this story before, when I was getting drafted, there was a couple teams that you didn't want to go to because of word of mouth. I did not want to go to Cleveland. If I was going to go to Cleveland, I might have retired. I might have went to go work at the golf course and said, I don't know. I don't want to play for the Cleveland Browns. Like, that's how bad it was, and that's what the word of mouth did. Jacksonville, I was fine with. I was excited for Jacksonville. I wonder the past couple years, though, when they've drafted people, what that thought was. If it was like the Cleveland Browns when I was coming up in 2010, where it was like, oh, Jacksonville, really? Like, I wonder what that narrative was like the past couple years. Now, with Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, I think that narrative is going to change a little bit. But the past couple years, I wonder what players were thinking when the Jacksonville Jaguars pick them.
That's really wild. And it's not like the Jaguars had been great, but you didn't sense that from word of mouth with Jacksonville, but you did with Cleveland. That's really
Cleveland
interesting.
all day. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo was a place that a lot of people felt that way, partly because of the weather.
Yeah.
And I'm being serious. Like the weather, some people don't want to go play in that.
True.
Now, if you're going to go play at Green Bay,
Yeah,
that's different. I'll go play in the weather for the tradition, Aaron Rodgers, the history, everything else.
Yeah.
But Buffalo?
See, but Buffalo's on the list, so I visited Buffalo on a visit. And then, I kind of saw, what that city was about, and I actually enjoyed Buffalo.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I like it.
I think Buffalo's a way more
Blue
enjoyable place
collar,
than
man.
people give it credit for it. You get ingrained in that city and that community and what the Bills mean to them in a hurry. All right, we'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Thanks for hanging with us.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Thursday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jacksonville Jaguars added to their QB room yesterday by signing former 49ers signal caller C.J. Beathard for a 2-year, $5 million contract. Among to some serious questions, the future of Minshew mania here on the First Coast, even though the team said it had no intention of trading him. After the Florida Gators took an early exit from the tournament, standout sophomore Trey Mann has decided to take an early exit from college and declare for the NBA draft. And in other NBA news, Kyle Lowry, one of the Toronto Raptors' greatest players in franchise history, is on the move. Here's Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN NBA insider, on who might want to trade for him.
It's significant. And listen, there are teams who think about the idea of trading for him and then perhaps signing him this summer when he's a free agent. And then there's those who look at him perhaps as a rental. And so the Raptors are sifting through all of those offers.
The Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
J.J. Watt, interesting choice. Imagine the conversation we're having today if he signed in Green Bay. Instead, he goes to Arizona, signs to play in the best division in football. Are they the fourth best team in that division? Could be. He went to the place that had the salary cap space to afford him. And again, that's not a criticism. It's just a simple statement of fact.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Welcome to Moe's and good morning at Moe's. In St. Augustine only at 312 and US 1, it's the only Moe's in the country serving breakfast burritos. Try it. You'll love it. Full breakfast menu only at the St. Augustine location. They put the fast in breakfast. Made to order in the drive-thru. Try the Home Wrecker breakfast burrito. Your choice of bacon, chicken, or steak with scrambled eggs, shredded cheese, and seasoned potatoes. Served daily at 6 a.m. St. Augustine location only. Make it a better morning with Moe's.
It's been 6 months since my wife leased her new Cadillac from Fields Auto Group, and she absolutely loves it. It's our first experience with Fields, and it's been terrific. They say you can step up to luxury for less, and we did. Not just a luxury Cadillac XT6. The car is beautiful, but the customer service is extra special, too. It was like that at Fields Cadillac Jacksonville, and it will be like that at any of the Fields locations in Jacksonville. Cadillac, of course, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche as well. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We are now part of that Fields Amenities program, and my wife tried the loaner program. It was easy and a nice added benefit. So whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations all around Jacksonville, just like we did. You can go visit fieldsauto.com. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine offers a tuition-free educational program to prepare the child for a lifetime of success. FSDB offers free comprehensive education, transportation, and boarding services at no cost to all eligible deaf or blind students, elementary through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. Call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org to learn more.
Where else can you get luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials? Only one place, at Culhane's Irish Pub at Atlantic Beach and on the south side. It's as Irish as you can get, owned by 4 Irish sisters. And they've got fish and chips, of course, shepherd's pie. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com for the full menu. And try the new 5 Sisters vodka at happy hour. Luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials, and so much more. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and the south side. Culhane's Irish Pub, Irish sass with 5-star class.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jackson, ESPN 690. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690.
It was amazing to have TB on the squad with us, man. He's a terrific leader on the field, off the field. Just so good to have that type of leadership there where guys is actually starting to buy in and they see him doing it and just make it easier for everybody else to do it because he has been a multi-time champion. He knows what it takes. He knows, like, what needs to be done. And for us just to buy in and follow his lead, we had a great job. Jason Light did a great job bringing all the guys together, keeping us together. BA did a great job coaching. So it's just like from the top down, it's just been like great leadership, and we all just buying into it.
Oh, we obviously know someone from Tampa Bay, but who would it be? Who recently came back? Godwin came back. Shaq Barrett came back. Levante David.
I'm going to say Levante David.
I'm going to say Godwin.
It was Shaq.
The other one missed it by
It's honestly impressive that you.
Damn.
Hey, we were talking a break or two ago. Like we were saying, I don't even know how we got on the topic, but on the topic of, like field hockey.
Yeah.
And we're saying, like, I don't understand field hockey. Like, I couldn't tell you what goes on in field hockey. I did a story when I was in Albany on it, and I know there are a lot of whistles in field hockey. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And lacrosse is really fun to watch. But there are still, like, like, I covered some lacrosse, not like on a beat basis, so not just kind of here and there. Albany was very good. The University at Albany still is, I think. And lacrosse is growing and growing. I still thought it would maybe grow a little bit faster from the mainstream by now than it has, but it's still ticking up, especially at the youth level, no doubt about it. It's a fun sport to watch, but I don't know exactly all the rules. Like, if they call something, I'm like, okay, what just happened? How many sports are like that? Like, we're sports fans, right? People are sports fans, but you still don't always know exactly what's going on in a sporting event. Wrestling's a little bit like this. College wrestling.
College wrestling's a little bit.
Okay, I got 2 points for what?
Yeah. 2 points
I
that
know what
takedown, man.
takedown means. I know
2
that
points
one.
that takedown.
Okay, but there are some other signals the ref gives, and I'm like, I don't know why he got a point, but good for him.
Yeah, and like when I used to go to UNF and train with their wrestling club, because like it kind of schooled me in all the rules and everything, like you can interlock your hands when you're on the ground, which, I mean, kind of defeats the purpose, I feel like, but whatever. Cricket is another one that sticks out to me.
Yes,
I mean,
that's a good call.
I'll be honest, I've never watched a cricket match. I don't need to.
I've been to one in
I'm all
Bermuda.
set.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think
Really
so.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, here's the cool part
Doesn't
about
do it for me.
This is the same thing, right? This is the same thing I said before about wrestling. We were talking about it. You can feel the atmosphere. You feel the people that really love it and see it and watch it, even if you don't know it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, like the engagement there. Well, if you go wherever and see a cricket match and see how much they love it, right? And it's like kind of going when I went to Fulham to see soccer. I don't watch soccer matches, okay?
Sure.
But to see that crowd into it the way they were, to see them appreciate even a pass or a good defensive play, that I'm like, okay, it kind of just looked like they kicked the soccer ball. You appreciate that stuff.
But soccer, I can get behind because I get it, man. Like what they can do with that ball in their feet, it's super impressive. Now, is it the most entertaining sport? It's up for debate. But I get that. But like cricket and field hockey fall in the same category where it's like the equipment that you're playing with just doesn't make any sense to me. Like the field hockey stick is far too small. Okay, if it was a bigger hockey stick or a field hockey stick, it would make sense. But like, there's no way these people, and it's mostly a female sport, right? I don't think there's not men's field hockey, is there?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so there's no way these women, when they're playing field hockey, when they're like 40 years old, don't have sciatica and they don't have back issues. Because like, just watch them play. Like, they're always hunched over.
Yeah.
That can't be healthy for you.
It's like you're putting with your kid's putter.
Exactly. It's like I'm playing floor hockey with my son's hockey sticks. They're like up to my shin. It makes zero sense. So field hockey, get bigger sticks. And then with cricket, there's like sticks in the back that you're trying to break. It's like a combination of croquet and like baseball, but you don't throw it at them. You throw it like at the ground. Like, that's what I envision cricket to be. And you know what? I'm just far too naive to ever learn about that sport.
We have, it's wild. Down there's a field down in St. Johns County that near the baseball fields, but not like right next to it. And I'll see cricket practice going on sometime there. I'm assuming just on a recreational level. And then we're in the batting cages.
Yeah.
A couple weeks back, and there was somebody taking cricket, like BP.
Really?
Yeah. It was awesome.
There's
I
cricket
loved it.
BP?
I guess there is,
That'd
man.
be fun.
Cricket
I would do
looks
that.
fun, but it's like, again, there are rules in cricket. You're like, what just happened?
It's just,
if you want, by the way, if you want any explanation for all these kind of sports,
Yeah.
we just call up Stu Weber.
Nah, for sure.
I mean,
I
from
know Stuart's a big
darts
cricket guy.
to cricket to soccer.
Like, they don't wear
he probably
gloves, right?
knows field hockey.
They just catch it with bare hands and stuff.
Yeah.
See, get a glove on.
But the hitter does. Doesn't the hitter wear the gloves?
No, like the batting gloves. I'm saying like
Yeah.
like a fielding glove, like a catching glove. They
Yeah.
don't wear this with bare hands. Once again, not using the right equipment.
You would love lacrosse, though, right?
Oh yeah. Say no
is
more.
6'6" too tall for lacrosse?
It's not too tall for hockey. Probably not too tall for lacrosse.
It's kind of tall for hockey. It's not too tall, but it's kind of tall. There's not too many 6'6"ers, right?
Ochara from Boston at 6'8" says, "What's up?"
I understand.
Okay,
that. There's
okay.
not many, is my point.
I'm saying there's not many, and if there is, they're defensemen. I never liked playing defense. I was more of a wing. So, but yeah, I mean, I've never seen a 6'6" lacrosse player. I can't. because it's more like mobility. Probably playing defense as well.
You like lacrosse, though.
I know. Hey, I know, man. If I had it in high school, I definitely would have played
always
it.
thought Kaylee would end up playing lacrosse.
Oh,
it's not happening.
Would have been so much fun.
But lacrosse is fun to watch. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. I should have my kid tell you about Jumpin' Jack's House of Food. It's Ty's favorite burger in town. Make it one of your favorites as well. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food has 3 locations now, Atlantic Beach, Mandarin, and downtown Jacksonville. Change your life burgers. But they have salads, pizza, and much more on the menu, too. Let Jumpin' Jack's House of Food be your great neighbor. Lunch or dinner with the family, or they will cater parties from 200 to 500 people. Jumpin' Jack's, HOF.com for online ordering. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food, open 7 days a week.
Here in the Sunshine State, we live in 2 time zones. We cheer for 3 NFL teams. We have over 3 million men over the age of 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. If you're having problems in the bedroom, you'll see results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center, guaranteed, where your consultation is free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. If pills like Viagra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications to help you last longer in the bedroom, regardless of age or past medical history, with no pain and no surgery. You'll see results right in the office, guaranteed, or your exam is free. Patients are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Contact Prime Men's Medical Center to schedule a private consultation. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees, too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road. You can even rent 2021 models. Rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Smoothie King is blending goodness to fuel your greatness. They make sure every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses whole fruits and only organic veggies. You'll never find any sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives in the smoothies. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of the blends. Skip the line and place your order online now at smoothieking.com for contactless pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Second-round picks, reports ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The Rockets trading Victor Oladipo to the Heat. A flurry of trades by the Magic Star center Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Amino to the Bulls for Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks. The Celtics finalizing a deal to acquire guard Evan Fournier from the Magic for 2 second-round picks. ESPN NBA analyst Richard Jefferson.
Their number one need was probably addressing the big spot. Their second need was shooting and some help like on the scoring side. So they got their second need. And to me, the Boston Celtics, this doesn't change anything for them. I think they're still in the 3rd or 4th spot, but they're not dropping to like the 6 or 7. They're still in the top 4.
Aaron Gordon on his way from Orlando to Denver for Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, and a protected 2025 first-round pick. Oklahoma basketball coach Lon Kruger is retiring after 45 years in coaching.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already? Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, basketball news in. Jacksonville University has hired a new head coach, Jordan Minshew, assistant coach under Mike White at the University of Florida. We'll have more on that later in the show and also as the days go on. But they've got themselves a new men's basketball coach in Arlington on the campus of Jacksonville University. But let's go further south to St. Augustine, because I love myself a good story, especially out of Division II. Flagler in the Final Four. What a run. What a season it's been for the Saints. Proud alum right here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Oh, yeah. Huh, Coons? You excited about this?
Always very excited. I loved going to the Flagler basketball games.
I was locked in last night.
Yeah.
Locked in. Watching this thing because I was on TV at 10:50 and it was just after halftime. Flagler actually trailing by 11 points at one time to Truman State. They start coming back by 11:25. I go on TV again. There's 15 seconds left in the game. 15 seconds, and it's a 1-point game. So by the time I get off the air, I'm watching the rest, get a couple big free throws, big defensive stop, and Flagler's on their way to the Final Four, 2 wins away from a national championship. Jacek Latti is an unbelievable basketball player for Flagler. I watched him up close when the Saints beat UNF right here in town a couple of months ago, and he joins us now on the phone from the Final Four, the Division II National Championships. Jacek, congratulations on the win, man. Another big night for you, 29 points. How much fun are you guys having?
Man, it's been a blast playing up here, especially playing with the guys I care most about. You know, this team is full of brothers, and it's one of the closest teams I've ever been on, so it makes it that much more fun when you get a big W like that.
Brent Martineau, former Jags player, Austin Lane here talking to Jacek Latti, and the Flagler guard has been just outstanding. A lot of attention your way, man. They know how good you've been. How you doing with handling all the double teams and the rest of it?
I mean, it's been hard, but, you know, my teammates, they encourage me every game. They just always say, do what you do. And just having teammates behind you that say that, and having coaches that believe in you, it makes it easier.
Jacek Latti, how good is he, Austin? Here, ready for this year?
Him with the numbers.
All-conference first team.
Yep.
Player of the year in the conference in the Peach Belt.
Come on.
All PBC tournament.
Let's go.
PBC tournament MVP.
Yep.
NCAA Division II South Regional Tournament team. NCAA Division II South Region MVP. NABC D2 All-South Region. All-American. I don't even think they've updated his bio enough just yet to tell you about all the accolades. How special of a year has it been, man? I mean, I know it's from a team game standpoint, but that's going to be some of the best basketball you've ever played.
Yeah, it's been really fun for me, especially just coming from the situation where I came from with Little Rock and just that coach over there and coming into this whole new situation where I become the main scorer on the team. I become the guy that people look up to. It's a real blessing for me. It's something that I've definitely dreamed about my whole life, and, you know, I give credit to the man above. Like, I couldn't do this without him, and it's been a real pleasure, you know.
Jason, as being a leader of the team like you are, you kind of speak for the team. And when I ask you this question, I want to know, you're at the Final Four right now, and then that's a huge achievement. It's a huge achievement for yourself, and it's a huge achievement for Flagler University as well. But when we're talking about the Final Four, what percentage of you is wow, I have to enjoy this moment, I have to live in this moment and take this all in? And then what percentage of you is all right, well, we're at the Final Four, but we're on to the next one because we have a championship to win?
I would say 20% is me, taking it in, wow, I'm really here. This is the Final Four. This is a huge game, probably the biggest game I ever played in my life. And then that other 80% is, I can't get too high. I can't get too up on my feelings because these guys are looking up to me and they feed off my energy. So, that 80% is me, telling the guys, look, we won that game, but that's over with. We have to focus on this next game. And we can't focus on making it to the championship because it's one game at a time. This next game, we have to take care of that. And then once we take care of that, then we can focus on the championship. But right now, we're all locked into this game and scouting and seeing what we can do to win. Because this team we play, they're really good. They're defending national champions. So, but I think the team that we have is very special. We have a chance to make a special run.
Flagler guard Jazik Lati joins us on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 from the national championships in Division II. It's a big moment for Flagler, big moment down there in St. Augustine. It's a big moment up here. I think it's really cool following Flagler to see what they're doing this year. And you got it. Northwest Missouri State is tonight, the national semifinals. They are the defending champs. They've been good for a long time in men's basketball at the D2 level. And you guys play tonight at 9:45, so it's a quick turnaround. I mean, you got off the court, I don't know, somewhere around 11:30, midnight, Eastern time last night. What is the 24 hours like? You get the win. Obviously, you guys are all excited, pumped up, fired up. You live another day. But what did you do late last night? What did you do this morning? You spend a little time with us right now. And then what do you do until a 9:45 tip-off tonight?
Well, our morning started a little earlier than normal just because, the whole COVID thing. We have to get tested every day. So we woke up, ate breakfast, then we went to get COVID testing, and then we had a 45-minute shoot-around, because that's the time that they gave us. I don't know. Normally it's an hour, but they gave us 45 minutes. But after last night's one, Coach was just telling us, I know your emotions are running high. I know everyone's happy, but, we have got to get some sleep because we play tomorrow, and, like you said, it's a quick turnaround. And so we had the shoot-around, got back 8, and now Coach just wants us to put our feet up and get some rest. We'll watch some film later on, but right now he's focused on us getting rest just because of how quick the turnaround is.
Jay, whether it's football or basketball, if you have a successful season, it can be attributed to a phrase or just even one word that really defines your team, that really wraps it all up of who you guys are. What, being the leader of that team, what would you say when you guys step on the court? What is your brand? What is your identity? What do you guys like? If you could say one phrase, one word, what would that word be that describes what kind of team you're playing on this year?
Trust.
It's a pretty
everyone
big one in
believes
sports.
in everybody. Yeah, everyone believes in everybody. If it's not me taking the shot, I have my 100% trust in someone else taking the shot. Or just like last night when Chris Metzger went to the free throw line. We all trusted him to make the shot. Coach told him, "Hey, man, I love you if you make it. I love you if you miss it." That's the word we go by is trust.
Wow, you said it, man. Metzger's played really well for you guys as well. I saw a couple games ago, I had highlights. Chase Fiddler hitting some big-time long threes. Derek Ellis Jr. had 17 last night, but Jay Ziklati had 29. You said it, man. You got to rest up because there's a lot of energy being burned. No doubt about it in this game. The game's on CBS Sports Network, too. How fun is that? You're a guy from Colorado. People can see these games. I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls. Are people really jumping on and starting to catch on that you're a couple wins away from a national title?
Yeah, people are starting to, understand how big this game is. I've been trying to tell them, all year, tune in, watch my team. This is a special team. But now that we're at the stage where everyone's like, how can I watch the game? Where can I get the link? And so it's crazy, but through it all, my coach always tells all of us, we got to remain humble. We got to remember why we're here and who got us here, which is the man above, and that's what we do every day.
It's Flagler against Northwest Missouri State tonight. Jay Ziklati joins us, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. You come over from Little Rock. This is This is interesting because we do this a lot in recruiting, and I always have this conversation. The kids want to get recruited, and you never know where you should go, and there's Division I and II and III, and I'm a big believer in fit, and it doesn't have to be at the highest of levels, but go where you can play and where you're going to be comfortable, where you're going to have a good time. You're an interesting case in this because you go play D1 hoops, and now you're on the D2 side of things with Flagler, and you're having all this success. I mean, how, I guess, as you look back on this, how blessed are you? What a good decision it was to come here and play at this level and really be a star for this Flagler team and one of the best players in the country at the Division II level. You got to appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, man, I'm super blessed. Just because all the actions that I've been through, has led me to Flagler. And coming from Little Rock, a lot of people asked me why I was transferring because we had won the conference last year. And I just try to tell them, it just wasn't a situation where the coach, believed in me and trusted in me. And that's what I'm most thankful for is Coach Warner for giving me an opportunity that a lot of coaches didn't give me. A lot of coaches didn't believe I could do what I'm doing this year. But the one person that did, Coach Warner, and he gave me opportunity. And, we're in the Final Four, man. So, I mean, I'm thankful for that. I can't even explain to you guys the feelings that, run through my mind at night, just me being so thankful, not only for Coach Warner, but for God and his team. And, even what I went through at Little Rock, I'm thankful for that because it made me stronger and it led me here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and, I say that in part because I think you guys are good enough. You probably have other players, too, that could play at the D1 level. And you've experienced it a little bit. I mean, you beat Central Michigan, D1 team, beat UNF, D1 team. I mean, those are huge. That's how good this team is for Flagler. You could have a good program for a long time, and you might not get this kind of team. This is a special team, and I bet it's going to be like that. Win or lose tonight, win or lose the rest of the way. It's already been a special run, man. Congratulations on that. Go get some rest and go put up 29 or 35 or whatever it takes tonight to get the W.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet, man.
Cool, man.
Appreciate it. Fun to watch you tonight, and we'll do that. That's CBS Sports Network. Jay Ziclotti from Flagler. The Saints marching toward a national title, perhaps, as they are in the Final Four as this banner season continues. We've had Coach on a couple of times.
Yep.
I really think this is cool. This is a fun part of it. We say it all the time. You go NCAA March Madness. The fun part of that to me is that I grew up in Rhode Island. It's Providence. It's URI. When they go on a run, it's cool. They're not going to probably win the whole thing, but it's cool. Providence went to the Final Four when I was a kid. When I went to work in Albany, you have University at Albany and Siena. Those are mid-major programs. You hope they go to the tournament, and if they could pull off a win, it's a lot of fun. You can feel the town, the city, the people really embrace it. When
Absolutely.
UNF went, 6 years ago, you can feel it, even if it's just for a few days, and they're not winning the national title.
Yeah.
So this has that feel to me. I feel like more and more people are we're covering it a little bit more. I can only imagine on campus they're talking about it a lot more. The alumni feed for Coos is probably
off the charts,
buzzing about Flagler in the Final Four.
Very much so. It's funny, I followed the alumni page, obviously, but I forgot I did because I hadn't seen many posts. And then, I saw the Flagler post, so I gave it a like. And then Facebook's algorithm goes, oh, you want to see more of this? And then it's every morning it's 15 alumni posts about the game. So it's kind of cool.
I think it's awesome. I mean, and it's good notoriety. I mean, these schools that's what March Madness does for the UNFs of the world and everything else, right?
Puts them on the map.
It does. And the Division II level is not as high profile.
Yeah.
But I do think people are talking about it. The tournament, by the way, is in Evansville, Indiana. So this is good pub for Flagler as well. So good for them. And hopefully it grows their program even more so they can consistently be like this in a contender at the D2 level. I'm telling you tonight, turn it on, all right? CBS Sports Network, a good basketball team. It was a really fun game to watch yesterday. And Lottie is legit.
Yeah.
He's really good. And what I don't want to diminish. I played D2 baseball. I wasn't trying to diminish D2 versus D1, but I think it's sometimes perceived, right? Oh, you're playing at a smaller school, or you're playing Division II, or you're playing Division III. And he is a great example of, man, go have fun and ball out. It doesn't matter where you're at.
No, man.
Right?
You're still playing the game that you love.
You think the guy playing at Division I, still at Little Rock or wherever, is having more fun than Jay Ziglati playing for Flagler in Division II right now?
Right.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the moral of the story.
Yep.
And that's what you try to tell kids from a fit standpoint in recruiting. Yeah, you want to run out of that tunnel in the SEC? I bet you do. But what if you could play for 3 out of the 4 years and play significantly at Furman or you name it, you know? That's the thing that you got to kind of wrestle with. And fit is so important. And each kid's different, right? And obviously the educational part's a big part of that too. So I love to see these kind of stories. And I think you have to have a steal guy. And what I mean by that, you have to have a player like Lottie who could play at a lot of Division I schools if you want to be this kind of good. Like Dallas Moore for UNF, he could have played in the SEC.
Yeah. It's crazy with basketball. Sometimes these kids just fall, underneath the cracks a little bit, and they're untapped potential, and they go to these smaller schools and they absolutely ball out. So it's cool to see this happen in Flagler. Obviously, it's not just him, but obviously he's a big part of that. I'm glad to talk to him today.
Yeah, that's good. Good luck to them tonight. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it if you see it. It's 9:45 tonight, by the way, and there's no March Madness today or tomorrow. It doesn't start till Saturday.
Check your local listings. It's a late start.
That is a late start. 9:45. That's like dinner time for me. But
Evansville Central, though, huh?
It is for them. Yeah, Central time. So they've got a little bit more time to get to the game. So 9:45. That is Eastern time. That time for Flagler. Good luck to them tonight. And if you just missed at the top of the segment, Jordan Minshew hired as the JU men's basketball coach. So there's some stories around basketball here in the area. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Minshew, the newest Dolphins head coach, here either today, tomorrow, or the coming day.
Mr. Mintz.
Mr. Mintz is back. I wonder if he'll go to the recording studio. What's Mincy up to these days?
I haven't talked to him in a long time, man. I have no idea what that guy's up to. Probably getting gold records, man.
By the way, have you talked to Alu Alu yet or what?
No.
We got to get him on the show.
They haven't announced him yet. It's weird.
Oh, they haven't put out a release on Alu Alu?
I haven't seen a release. Have you? Like when they announced the numbers, I haven't seen Tyson's number get announced yet.
That's interesting.
The big 93.
Didn't notice that.
Also,
Adam Gotsis comes back.
Mate. Yeah.
That's interesting. Man, there you go. Another veteran guy.
It's great.
Stop the run guy.
Well, and a guy that came from a 3-4 defense with Vic Fangio in Denver. So he has some experience playing in it. Once again, it's a depth play, but I like what Adam Gotsis brought to the table last year. I think when his number got called, I thought he made some flashes and things like that. So in terms of depth, absolutely. Why wouldn't you bring him back? And once again, another guy that can be versatile and play in that 3-4 defense.
Yeah, so a good fit that way. And I kind of agree with you. Like, I don't think Adam Gotsis is going to be the guy that, hey, man, I hope he makes a Pro Bowl. No, not that guy. No. But I do think he can help you.
Yeah.
He can help you in a rotational way. And I just can't get over. I got to do this. I got to do this study. I want to know the age of the Jaguars now. I want to know how much the age has increased on their roster. And I got to go do that. Like, it's not hard. I just have to take a couple minutes.
Dude, it's kind of difficult.
Not really. I mean, you just take the 53 man from last year.
Oh, okay.
And now you see what it is now. But now some of those numbers could be skewed by how many people are on the roster right now. But it shouldn't be that difficult. Jaguars were the youngest team in the NFL last year.
Yep.
And they continue to just go add all these veterans. And I don't know if I'm overplaying that or if I just feel like it's underplayed everywhere else. But I think it's significant. It's significant that Urban Meyer came in here, Trent Baalke came in here and said, hey, as I evaluate what's going on, we say we stink against the run. We have to remake our defense, okay? We all could have said that. We got to get better at quarterback. We need to get faster is something he said in the receiving room.
Sure.
We need to redo the tight end room. But what he also obviously said is we can't be this damn young. Not for what we're going to go through. New regime, some adversity. You can't win in this league if you're that young at all these spots. They have made a concerted, I don't think this is just a coincidence, that they have gone out. Now, free agency is going to make you older naturally anyway.
Well, but when you go 1-15, you're going to get older. You're
going to probably get older because
you have to.
Yeah, you got to revamp things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're going to use free agency to this degree, you're probably going to get older. Just naturally.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's coincidence that you're bringing in a 33-year-old Alu Alu, a 31-year-old Marvin Jones, these 28, 29-year-old guys. And I just can't get away from the dynamic that's a complete 180 from 2013, 2014, when if your birth certificate said you were 29 in one day, you couldn't be on the football team.
I don't think it's a coincidence for sure. There's something to be said for it. But also, once again, these guys are coming in because there is most of the time, there's some sort of relationship with the coordinators or position coach. And, you know, if you've been in the league for a while, odds are you've had a lot of position coaches and a lot of coordinators. So that has something to do with it as well, I think.
I want to take a quick look at the depth chart here of the Jaguars, especially on defense. The offense, they haven't changed that much. You got Josh Allen, Tyson Alualu.
What number is Tyson?
0-0, so they haven't assigned him a number.
Okay.
Taven Bryan, obviously, is a fourth-year guy. Jihad Ward, how long's Ward been around? Probably like a handful of years.
Yeah.
Miles is now, on year 6? Going to be year 6.
Yeah.
Schobert, been around.
Mm-hmm.
Leon Jacobs, been around. Trey Herndon's now been around.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Ford's been around. Andrew Wingard's still on the depth chart. C.J. Henderson, young guy. Shaquille Griffin, second contract guy. Mm-hmm. Chason, young guy. Devon Hamilton, young guy. Malcolm Brown, veteran. And that 28, 29-year-old, or 27, 28, 29-year-old. DeJuan Smoot, same thing. Roy Robertson Harris, similar thing. What else we got? Gotsis now. So it's really, I just think it's a concerted effort to make it happen. Sure. And now you look at their secondary, Jared, they just don't have a lot of green players anymore.
No.
They just don't have that. And I don't know if that's going to help significantly. I just think it was a concentrated effort by this regime to say, hey, we're going to start fresh. That doesn't mean we have to start young.
Yeah.
We can still bring in some veterans in here that are good players. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. It's Shock Your Mock season, and that means what kind of mood will Austin Lane be in today?
I'm being a different one today again.
Phil Jackson, bring him in.
Let's go.
What was that quote Maurice Jones-Drew once said? The aura.
I have no idea.
He once said, aura, feel. I got to find it.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
I'm starting to liken it to you.
That was in Jacksonville?
Yeah. I don't know what mood you're going to be in anymore.
Yeah, man, you never know with me. I'm a mood ring.
Shock Your Mock next on ESPN 690. Mood ring. I haven't heard about that in a while.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny, a very warm day today. Highs in the mid to upper 80s, dropping to near 60 tonight. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax for the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years, zero-interest financing with nothing down.
They just don't make them like they used to. People say that a lot, and sometimes it's true, but not for air conditioners. Manufacturers actually make them better than they used to. It's just that local AC companies don't install them like they ought to. Old school rules of thumb and yesterday's shortcuts simply sabotage new school systems. Can new technology give you more comfort with longer service life? Only if the AC tech knows how to properly engineer it for your home and how to install it right. So techs that don't understand inverters, low voltage controls, and how to configure the software, dip switches, and refrigerant charge for Florida humidity, they'll totally turn it into turd buckets. Especially if they just do a swap the box install without fixing your ductwork and airflow. My point, the better the technology, the more important the install. At Griffin Service, we fix what others can't, but it's best to have us install it right from the beginning. So if your new system ain't working right or your old one needs replacing, call
GriffinService.com.
1250-697.
Men, do you feel embarrassed in the bedroom because of ED or PE? Would you like to be the man you used to be? Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution. 98% of their patients experience a positive result from the treatment in just 10 minutes after just one office visit. Listen to Dr. Brown, a specialist in men's health.
Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications for ED or PE designed just for you. There's no pain or surgery. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues, not a problem. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, not a problem. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Contact Prime Men's Medical Center to schedule a private consultation. 904-664-8217. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Where else can you get luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials? Only one place, at Culhane's Irish Pub at Atlantic Beach and on the south side. It's as Irish as you can get, owned by 4 Irish sisters. And they've got fish and chips, of course, shepherd's pie. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com for the full menu. And try the new Five Sisters vodka at happy hour. Lunch and brunch and booze and specials, and so much more. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and the south side. Culhane's Irish Pub, Irish Sass with 5-star class.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Brent Martineau.
Well, listen, if we wanted to just bump WWE by like a half hour or a few minutes, we should have just rolled your highlight tape.
Austin Lane.
Oh, and there it is. And now Brent's playing ball. All of a sudden, Chapman throwing some high heat at me. Watch out for that suspension, Brent. Real quick, though.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
How about Justin Fields? I mean, runs in the 4.4s. He's got outstanding size, outstanding athletic ability, outstanding arm strength. People say, well, he had the 2 sub-bar games. How about 2019 when Zach Wilson looked like a 5th-round pick and Justin Fields was playing like the number 1 pick in the draft? People kind of forget about that conveniently. It's all about this year when you played a bunch of opponents that Justin Fields would have been equally as impressive or more impressive. Keep in mind, Coastal Carolina game, second half, they were shut out. Look at the amount of inferior opponents, one after another. Then I'm not taking anything away from Zach. Zach Wilson moved way up, and it's nothing to criticize him. You just have to say this Justin Fields criticism. To me, I get it, because if you saw Indiana and Northwestern games, he'd look like anything but a first-round pick. But is 2 games going to ruin a career?
I'll tell you
Mel
what.
Kiper's been on one lately.
I'll tell you, man. Mel Kiper, here's the bad news. With that hair and as old as he is now, and I'm agreeing with him.
Still looks young.
I think Justin Fields is going to be better than Zach Wilson in the NFL.
Well, I hope you say that, because you were like infatuated with Justin Fields this past season. So you kind of got to stick by your dude.
Yeah, I'm just telling you I am.
Okay, good. I'm glad to see it.
But
no, I think Trey Lance is going to be the talk of the town.
Well, you said that too.
I'm sticking by my dude. Yeah, I'm sticking by my dude. Is Mel Kiper's hair, is it all real?
Is it real?
Is it all real?
I think so.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just good pedigree, man.
Okay, I mean, hey, I'm not. Do you? I mean, it's great. It's fantastic. It's a good head of hair. I just don't know if it's 100% authentic.
I'm with him. Go ahead.
How much coffee do you think he drank before that, though? I feel like he was talking like a million
Mel
miles per
Kiper's
hour.
on one. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like he was
flying.
got points to prove this week. But
I was like, did he breathe the entire time? I don't think he took a breath.
Because you gotta understand, though.
I like the energy.
Mel Kiper, it's like he's like a bear, like with hibernation. Like he's been hibernating the past 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's draft talk now. Like this is his moment to shine.
He's like the football Santa. This is his moment.
And he's got the guys like Adam Schefter out there breaking news, and Ian Rappaport, and you got Woj bombs going off. Like I think Mel Kiper thinks people forgot about me. All right, and I'm the real OG. So I got to come out here. I got to set the pace, set the tempo, and remind people the legend that I am.
Do you think that's a great analogy, by the way? And Kuiper's only done like 3 mocks. Some people are on like 33.
Yeah,
mock 33.0.
Yep.
He's just on 3.0.
That's all he needs.
Maybe the hibernation lasted long. Maybe the groundhog is all about Mel Kiper, really.
Maybe.
But I think about these guys sometimes, like Kiper, McShay, but probably even more Schefter and Rappaport, is how much pressure is there seriously on those guys that are associated with this stuff so much?
What?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, is there pressure to deliver?
No.
Like, is there pressure for Schefter to deliver the next breaking story? Or does he have so much equity built up because he's done so many? And it's like, whatever. Who cares if he missed 1 or 2 or whatever? I wonder.
No,
because from them personally, like if that's the case, like I don't see Schefter and Rappaport sleeping very much. And I've seen the story on Schefter before. He doesn't sleep that much. But you have to be connected to your phone. Like you think your phone goes off a lot. Coos, you think your phone goes? I think my phone goes off a lot.
Yeah. If it
Can
does,
you
I don't
imagine how much their phone goes off?
Oh, yeah, it's insane. I mean, Woj last night was breaking a story on the Scott Van Pelt show. Literally, like, when Scott Van Pelt's trying to ask him a question, he's in his cell phone looking at it. He's like, I have a breaking announcement.
Which
like,
is great TV.
That's their life. Yeah, it's fantastic TV. But
is there pressure on Woj? Like, if Woj doesn't break a trade today, are you like, what happened, Woj? Where you been, man?
I
like,
think he's got so much equity. He's got equity built up. It's like what's the lady's name? Josina Anderson?
Josina, yeah.
Josina Anderson when she whelp was the thing?
Yeah.
What was the whelp? Because we're 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, and there's no whelp. Was it C.J. Beathard going to Jacksonville? Was that the yelp? Like nobody like
maybe it was Minshew.
Come on. But nobody holds her responsible. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you said whelp. You thought you had something. Maybe you didn't.
But even with Woj, like he tweeted today that Aaron Gordon got traded to the Bulls, and that there was a trade going on there. And so I reacted to it, obviously, because that's pretty big. And then, like, right after that, he tweets, now he's going to the Nuggets. And I was like, oh, okay. That wasn't like
it wasn't like a 3-way trade.
I still don't fully understand what happened. Is where I'm at with it.
So
like,
maybe you messed up.
Maybe.
How are those guys? I'm telling you, I'm in the business. I'm fascinated with how they are that looped in. Like, just that, those guys are that looped in. And they use it to their advantage now. The teams in the league, I think the league wants that. I think the league likes that. The fact that we know Woj and we relate it to the NBA, the fact that you know Schefter and Rappaport, you relate those guys. It's almost like they're using them as their platform and promotion.
Well, I would say I think they like it to an extent, right? Because when Woj was with Yahoo and was breaking every NBA pick of the draft, they didn't like that.
That wasn't a partner, right?
And then they brought him on, and I think that first year they brought him on, they tried to shut that part down because then people can watch. And that's when he started tweeting, like, he'll be like, the 76ers have an affection for Michael Carter Williams, and that would be like the pick that was good. So he started
so he was trying to be smart.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun to watch.
It'd be interesting. Like, if let's just say me, little Brent Martineau here in Jacksonville, Florida, not associated with a league partner, but just a little affiliate here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I just somehow had all these connections.
Yeah, but you're not Dillo though. So what are we talking about, right?
Yeah,
you know.
I was wondering if that was.
When was the last time Dillo's even broken anything?
You're gonna have a bunch of emojis coming your way.
So if I'm that guy, right? Like, I don't think I would be able to break everything though, because those guys are getting handed stuff. Is my point. And so I'm not taking anything away from them, but I do think because, like you're saying, like there are people just because of their reputation, just saying, I want to give it to Woj first. I want to talk to Woj. I want to text Woj with the story. I want to text Chef. They're not going to do that with So you need the engine that is ESPN. You need the engine that is the NFL Network to push to make you like on that pedestal. Mel Kiper's another one, man.
Yeah, but they all started small though. Like,
well, they did.
There was a time when
I'm not taking anything away from them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying. They need the mothership to push them along.
Yeah,
absolutely. But at the same time, I mean, and I don't know how these relationships came into place, but they got a hold of somebody who knew something, and all of a sudden they're dropping their bombs and everything, and they became successful at it. Now they're probably making millions of dollars because of it. So, like, I understand that they need ESPN and they need Sports Illustrated and all that stuff, but they're still hustlers, man. Like
no, I'm not taking a thing away from them. In fact, I think their life is crazy. I don't know if I'd want it, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm not even really saying I just think now it's the NBA and the NFL and say MLB for Jeff Passan or whoever is supporting that, like helping push. Like I think they support it too. I don't think everything comes from these teams. I think a lot of it comes from the offices. The NFL office is going to loop those. Like they are that tied in. I would just love to know. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm guessing on a lot of this stuff, but I think it would be pretty wild to kind of see the behind the scenes and how you get to that point.
Yeah.
And I think the whole engine part of it is you become like that cool thing. Like people love to talk. So one thing, people really want to talk and they say, yeah, like they tell their buddy, I gave that to Schefter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a different lifestyle. I don't I don't envy that kind of life.
No, me either, man. That's
just
crazy.
Being up at 4 o'clock in the morning on your cell phone, like that sounds like the worst job in the world to me. But man, like what those guys do, they do it right, and they're very talented at what they do.
It's
so
wild. But
props to
all
them.
that being said, I think Zach Wilson is going to be a good quarterback, but I think Justin Fields is going to be better than him.
Well, there you
I
go.
agree with Mel.
Okay.
What about are you in the Zach Wilson camp? Are you surprised at his rise? Or
if you're asking me who I think is going to be better between Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, I think Zach Wilson's going to be the better quarterback.
You do?
I do.
Okay,
yeah,
so you fall in line with those.
Well, because and Mel actually alluded to my point where the Indiana game, Northwestern game were two big turnoffs for me.
But Coastal Carolina wasn't a turnoff for you and Zach Wilson when he scored 19 points against Coastal Carolina?
What was his numbers, though?
I think they were okay. They were pretty pedestrian.
Did he throw 4 interceptions?
No, he didn't have that kind of day.
Did he almost fall to the ground and just huck the ball up and say, "Hey, go get it"? Did he do that?
He didn't look awful.
Okay, then. Yeah, that in lies the difference to me. The bad that I saw of Justin Fields, and I don't care if we say Northwestern's cornerbacks are the best in college football, and I don't care if the Indiana Hoosiers play the best man coverage in all of college football. The bad that I saw from Justin Fields, it was bad.
All right, what mood is Austin Lane going to be in today?
Kuz, real quick, you want a redemption at Trevor Tracker, or are we good today?
I haven't seen anything today, to be honest with you.
Okay. Just know I gave you opportunity.
I know. Everything's chill right now. She's on her bachelor. They're not posting.
I'll tell you right now, you probably didn't listen to this yesterday, but Trevor Tracker has become, and no disrespect to Kuz, an absolutely cultural disaster. A social and cultural disaster on the Trevor Tracker. That's all I'm saying.
Well, did you see? I saw a couple of here's real Trevor Tracker stuff. That if you follow his Instagram, he's starting to follow like Jags players. He's right.
Oh, he's always followed those guys.
He's following like Freiermuth now, who's not a Jags player
yet. I didn't know.
He also was seen at an appearance recently with C.J. Beathard.
What's up, dude?
What?
So do you want me to run this account?
You can if you want.
Just one more thing I got to do?
Listen, I'm on the bridal party right now.
He was hanging. Yeah, we're breaking down his fiance.
Tracking the wrong thing.
We're breaking down his fiance getting her identity stolen, and he's hanging out with C.J. Beathard, and he's requesting Pat Freiermuth on Instagram. Kuz, you're better than that, man. You're better. You know what? And I blame myself because I hold you to such a high standard. But I'm hurt right now. I'm hurt that you didn't have the scoops like Brenton did. That's unbelievable.
That's what I'm here for.
Brent, all right. Well, yeah. Sorry, Kuz, you're out. Brent, you're in.
Somebody give me a hat.
Let's go. All right, play
How
the
about
music.
We play
Kuz.
the open.
Yep.
He is none other than the Shaq Master!
Gonna shock yo, Mark! We're gonna shock yo, Mark!
Brutality, don't you think?
Shocking. Gonna shock yo, Mark! We're gonna shock yo, Mark!
Shocking upset.
I feel shocked. Shock yo, Mark! We're gonna shock yo, Mark!
I am shocked. I am shocked. That's what I mean. I am.
All right. A lot of positive feedback yesterday from my Zen-like approach.
It was pretty good.
I'm not going there today because the guy that I selected, and by the way, Kuz, what was the name of the guy that we didn't give a T-shirt to? He's got to stop. Okay.
It was Duval Defender.
Okay.
Duval Defender, yeah.
I'm not going to block you on Twitter because I don't block anybody. I think that's a cowardly way out.
I can be bought.
Brett can be bought. No, whatever. That's your opinion. You're here in the studio now, so you can say what you want to say. But Duval Defender, you had your shot. You blew it, man. We'll see you next season. Okay. So with that,
real quick about yesterday.
Yep.
So Steph and I are watching it back a little bit today.
Oh, sure.
And she was chuckling a little bit.
Sure.
But I said to her this. I said, there are moments in your Zen-like shock your mock segment.
Yes.
That you sound like the priest at church singing the gospel.
Yeah, listen, I didn't know where I was going with it until Kuz played like that Zen music, and then I was like, oh, dude, I'm right at home now. I would make a horrible yoga teacher, I'll be honest with you.
It was great.
Yeah, it was rough. And on top of that, Kuz changed the whole ESPN 690 stream thing again, so like the 5th time, and then it was too big. Whatever, though. We're on Shock Your Mock right now. It's a new day. It's a new mock to shock. And today we're going to Pitbull Poppy 904, okay? Obviously, with a name like Pitbull Poppy, I had to do some research right off the bat because I know this was actually the Pitbull, like the artist Pitbull. I'm not sure if he's a Pitbull fanboy, so I did some research on him. Turns out he's a Pitbull dad. He's got 2 Pitbulls because because I'm doing my due diligence here, by the way.
I like this homework on this.
In his bio, it says Pitbull dad, and then there's 2 puppies, like emojis.
All right.
So that means he's got 2 of them. And then he says he's a proud cat daddy, and there's 4 cats. So this guy's got a total of 6 animals. Way too many animals. Okay?
A lot of animals.
Off to a bad start. This isn't Shock Your Animals, but if there's a Shock Your Animals right now, sir, you're off to a bad start.
And hide your cats from us.
Exactly. But here's the thing, Brent, and this is where I come back down as a fan. Because he's got the hashtag Duval, of course. Hashtag Fear This Spear, Florida State, official sponsor of ESPN 690.
Yeah.
He's got Magic above all. Orlando Magic, whatever. But then he's got WWE and AEW in his bio. So I gotta tread careful here
because there's a lot going on.
This guy's covering all our bases right now.
I wonder if he changed his profile just thinking that he might get picked.
Hey, you never know. You never know. And by the way,
beef up your profile.
Hey, and by the way, Pitbull Poppy, stay tuned Friday. I'll break down some AEW for you, man. Just it's no worries about it. So here we go. Okay, Pitbull Poppy 904. Kuz, you ready to bring it up? Thumbs up. There it is, Kuz, right on time. I love it like a well-oiled machine right now. Let me go to the notes real quick. Number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Duh. Brent, let's get this guy's size because you know what? He's got a T-shirt.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's got a T-shirt.
Or get him another Pitbull.
Someone's been listening to the show, by the way, because pick number 25. I'm not mad at it, okay? Jalen Phillips. People want to go with Gregory Rousseau and everything like that, and I get it. Is he French? We don't know. Is he French? I don't trust the guy that doesn't look French to me. Just saying. But Jalen Phillips is the guy if you want to go from the Miami edge, right? Because he's a little smaller, a little more athletic. Not to say Gregory Rousseau is not going to be the real deal, but he's not going to fit that 3-4 outside linebacker type like Jalen Phillips is. So far, Pitbull Poppy. By the way, it sounds so weird calling the dude Poppy, doesn't it?
Kind of like it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then go in his DMs if you like him. Well, then, okay, I got you. I guess, yeah, Ortiz. All right, with that being said, though, now we start going off the rails. Do I go Zen? Do I just let him have it? I don't know, Brent. I'm playing mental gymnastics right now, but I'm just going to tell you how I feel. Tevin Jenkins, pick 33. You know when I hear the name Tevin Jenkins, what I think of? The developmental, okay? And if we're talking developmental in the 2nd round of your first pick, no, sir. Not at all. Because we don't develop people in the 2nd round. We get starters in the 2nd round. This is the Urban Meyer regime, okay? Take what you thought about the whole Dave Caldwell stuff, and with all due respect to Brent's boy, Dave Caldwell, that's the best friend. Don't lie. I'm sure that's why you haven't been on the show. You've been hanging out with Dave Caldwell. Gallivanting Duval, haven't you? You guys been just tearing it up. He's got some free time.
Haven't talked to DC in a while.
You call him DC? You know what I call him? Mr. Caldwell.
Yeah,
when he cut me, when I said, hey, Mr. Caldwell, Thanks for the opportunity,
Really
Mr.
one of the
Caldwell.
great show moments, actually, when we had him on.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
One of your first shows.
I wasn't ticked off or anything. Like, I didn't have any animosity
That was
built
good,
up to the
actually.
No, he was great. No, he's fantastic. And with all due respect from ESPN 690, hey, DC, best of luck to you. Let's move on. We're getting sidetracked. Pick number 45, Asante Samuel Jr. Cornerback, I'm not mad at it. You know, obviously this guy's a Florida State fan, maybe a little Florida State bias, right? And we got to take off our bias glasses, everybody, when we do our mock tracks here. I get you're a Florida
that's
State
the value
fan.
there for Asante Samuel. Maybe the second, third corner off the board.
And now, speaking of value, though, pick 65, Brevin Jordan. You think he falls that far?
There's some talk that he could go. I don't know about that far because there's only a few. But if there are some that don't value these tight ends. Freiermuth and Brevin Jordan, I don't think are going to jump up. They might get overdrafted just because there really are only those three guys, along with Pitts, that really jump at you.
Yeah.
It's a weak tight end class.
Okay. Pick 106, Dimey Brown. Pick 130.
Hey, that is a kind of a cool pick.
Is this guy in your DM? What?
I'm just telling you, but watch him for North Carolina. Now, Howell and Carolina, they were scoring a bunch of points at times. He was one of their big weapons.
Okay.
A fun player to keep an eye on, especially in the middle rounds.
No, ACC defense, though.
I get it.
I'm just, Brent, ACC defense now.
Yeah.
You saw what Clemson did.
Yeah.
And yeah?
Saw it.
How'd that defense turn
Not
out?
good.
Okay. Pick 130, Trey Sermon. You think there's an Urban Meyer connection there?
Probably not as much as people think.
Yeah.
But Sermon stands out because of that one game. That was unbelievable.
Pick number 145, Jalen Twyman. Jalen Twyman out of Pittsburgh. Actually, I've heard of this guy before. I'll be honest with you, though. Don't know a lot about him, but I don't like when the W's next to the Y in your name. It doesn't flow. Does it flow?
It doesn't. It's very tough.
Do you think the Jaguars equipment people are excited for this guy to come into town?
Probably not.
With the T, the W, and the Y? I'm not excited to announce him.
Kind of like Taylor Twelman. Soccer reference right there, Weber. That was just for you.
I mean, the name just sounded funny to me. I didn't know who that guy even was, but it sounded funny. Pick 170, Jacoby Stevens. Oh, hey, whoa, dude, Pitbull Poppy. Oh, we have a draft need alert. Draft need alert. Coos, we need to get a draft need button. I want that by tomorrow. Anytime there's a draft need addressed, we hit the button. This guy addressed probably the biggest need of this team in pick 170. Okay? And this is where your mock draft has fallen off the rails, sir. Because I'm talking about Taven Jenkins in the second round at Oklahoma State. Once again, project. And we haven't adjusted the position until pick 170. Is Taven Jenkins going to come in day one and start over Juwan Taylor or start over Cam Robinson?
No.
Probably not.
No.
So what are we doing, Pitbull Poppy? What are we doing? Can I just call him Pitbull 904? I don't like calling the dude Poppy. It's just so weird.
That's fine.
So with that being said, and then we got Matt Bushman out of BYU, pick 249. Matt Bushman.
No, it's close to Mr. Irrelevant there.
I'm not going to, it is close to Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not going to lie. I feel like everyone's went to school with a Matt Bushman. Like, Matt Bushman is like the most common name. The guy probably had like a 2.0 in high school. Yeah, it's Matt Bushman over there. You remember Matt Bushman? No, he was the guy with the Camaro. Oh, yeah, what's Matt Bushman up to now? Like, that's what I think when I hear Matt Bushman. Doesn't do much for me at the tight end position, and it shouldn't for the Jacksonville Jaguars either. So let's break it down real quick. Jalen Phillips, like it. Trevor Lawrence, duh. Asante Samuel, not bad. Brevin Jordan, okay, let's go. Trey Sermon, Dwami Brown, Brent seems to like him, whatever. And then the Jalen Twyman, way too many, weird vowels and whatever in your name. Forget you. It doesn't pass. And I'm going to shock you because the biggest point, and people listening at home, I can't, by now you should know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for value, yeah, but I'm also looking for starting caliber guys in picks round 1 and 2. Okay? So when you take Tevin Jenkins, I got to say no, sir. You're going to get a T-shirt, all right? It might be, clipped up a little bit. I don't know. It's going to be custom-made for you, Pitbull Poppy. Okay? It's going to be custom-made, but I can't come with you and say this is great mock draft when you have Tevin Jenkins. So with that being said, with all due respect to Matt Bushman, I hope your Camaro's doing great, and I hope you got out of town, whatever is going on. And with all due respect to Tevin Jenkins, a project. You're a project. Pitbull Poppy, this ain't it, man. Your mock. Brent, you want to finish it up?
Has been shocked.
Thank you very much. And then we need to have some lightning crashing in.
Yes.
We need a lot of things going good. Because your job is getting harder and harder.
You are making me do so much work today.
Okay. So in recap.
I was going to ask, how's this for the need alert?
Yeah. We got a draft need alert. We got a draft need alert. I like that.
That's
a lot.
either a panic in your shock your mock or a need.
No, Coos, that's what we need. That's going to be the draft need alert right there. And
Somebody
we're not
driving just turned around like I pulled over to the right. Watch out.
I'm just saying, though, we're not pushing that button at pick 170, okay? And that's where we push the safety button. Not good, Duval Poppy. Not good.
I can't wait for tomorrow to add the need button alert.
Oh, yeah, the draft need alert. Draft need alert. Yep.
Question is,
what's up?
We probably should have played a little pit bull underneath that whole segment.
I was going to say that, but I was supposed to. I'm not going to lie. My mom texted me this morning, said she was a really big fan of my calm one that I did yesterday.
She liked that one?
So I was trying to remain calm as possible. If you play pit bull in the background, I'm throwing something. I'm going to throw like my phone because I'll be so upset.
Do you think Pitbull Poppy 904 has a minivan?
You think he's divorced?
I think he's over 40.
You think he's over 40? No, like I said, that's why I did my due diligence. He's got 2 pit bulls at home and 4 cats. I know.
4 cats?
Yeah. Go ahead and send him a T-shirt and send him one of those those fur remover things, like the rollers. Because once again, sir, it's way too
like
many
a
animals.
lint brush.
It's way too many animals, man. Like, enjoy your T-shirt. Here's a free lint brush. Can we get an ESPN 690 Shock Your Mock lint brush? Because lint and like electricity, static shock.
I like it.
It writes itself, everybody.
By the way, I think Pitbull Poppy 904 should name his next dog or cat Twyman. At the very least. Either that or Bushman.
I'm going to say it right now. Matt Bushman has played himself into the Grand Delpit of this year. If I see Matt Bushman one more time, I'm not even going to read you stuff on the air. Let's go on the next one.
Man, I wish Bushman was a little higher rated than as Delpit was.
Tell me Matt Bushman didn't have a Camaro in high school.
Yeah, that's great.
Tell me
who was that kid? I'm trying to think of that right
collar
now.
Pop?
Who had the Camaro?
I know who it was. Big chewing the whole time, sitting in class, a big old dip, going like that.
They didn't dip as much in Rhode Island as they do everywhere else in the country.
Man, it was like a rite of passage in Wisconsin.
Probably had a cigarette hanging out his mouth instead.
Wasn't that the guy from the Breakfast Club? Wasn't that Matt Bushman? Wasn't he? Or was it Bender? It might have been Matt Bushman.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Whatever happened to the love affair with Gardner Minshew? I mean, it has just crashed and burned. Unbelievable. More Minshew talk. Football at 5 on the way next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Thursday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jacksonville Jaguars added to their QB room yesterday by signing former 49ers signal caller C.J. Beathard for a 2-year, $5 million contract. Among some serious questions, the future of Minshew Mania here on the First Coast, even though the team said it had no intention of trading him. After the Florida Gators took an early exit from the tournament, standout sophomore Trey Mann has decided to take an early exit from college and declare for the NBA draft. And in other NBA news, Kyle Lowry, one of the Toronto Raptors' greatest players in franchise history, is on the move. Here's Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN NBA insider, on who might want to trade for him.
It's significant. And listen, there are teams who think about the idea of trading for him and then perhaps signing him this summer when he's a free agent. And then there's those who look at him perhaps as a rental. And so the Raptors are sifting through all of those offers.
This Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
CGC Water has been telling you if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Still not a believer? Well, you can believe me. My family has been a happy CGC Water customer for 4 years now. Customer service is tremendous. We got our water tested. We were told about our options in financing in detail. No pressure, just information. Installation was quick, and the CGC team was there every step of the way. And we absolutely love it. Because it works. Heck, I even think my coffee tastes better because of it. And I love my coffee. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Schedule your free water test today and ask how you can save up to $500. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Financing available with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Hey, boss, check this out. You're never home alone and you're never away from home with Safe Touch.
What now? Never home alone. Now that one I get. It's because of the two-way communicator.
Yup. Any emergency and you're talking with the operator in seconds.
Right. Never home alone. Yeah, but what about this never away from home thing?
See, with Safe Touch's smart home automation, you can control your house from anywhere.
What, is it that smartphone thingy again?
Yeah, with the Safe Touch app, you can check your camera feeds, turn on the lights, drop the AC down, lock the doors. Boss, it's like you're there.
Never away from home. Never home alone, never away from home. This changes nothing. I still hate Safe Touch, and we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. I need an aspirin.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Have you seen it? The all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota is open, and they're ready to celebrate with big savings, even on pre-owned. Celebrate savings and hearing the words, "You're approved." That's right. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. Plus, if you want selection, Arlington's got it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, what are you waiting for? Celebrate with savings and come see the brand new facility at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
There is a taste of the islands in every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, imported directly from Tequila, Mexico to Jacksonville Beach. Vida de Luis is the only locally owned tequila in Jax Beach. Support local and try Vida de Luis. Award-winning, smooth, all natural, no aldehydes or additives, which means wake up feeling good the next morning. Find out where you can pick up a bottle of Vida de Luis, Blanco, Reposado, or Añejo. Just visit VitaDeLuis.com. Support local and taste the islands in every drop.
Hey, it's me, your cousin, from Boston. I'm on the radio doing ads for Sam Adams. Now I'll be known as the Sam Adams guy instead of the dude who fell in the quarry. Sam Adams Boston Lager is crisp and refreshing, which is why I bring a six-pack wherever I go, except the movies anymore. Sam Adams, from Boston with love. Here's the legal part. Watch how fast I can read. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Drink responsibly. Now, is that 30 seconds? Are we even close?
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair. All one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees, too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
I should have my kid tell you about Jumpin' Jack's House of Food. It's Ty's favorite burger in town. Make it one of your favorites as well. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food has 3 locations now, Atlantic Beach, Mandarin, and downtown Jacksonville. Change your life burgers. But they have salads, pizza, and much more on the menu, too. Let Jumpin' Jack's House of Food be your great neighbor. Lunch or dinner with the family, or they will cater parties from 200 to 500 people. Jumpin' Jack's, HOF.com for online ordering. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food, open 7 days a week.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
I'm Christine Lisi. Right now, Rajon Rondo landing in L.A. with the Clippers on this NBA trade deadline day. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reporting the Clippers acquired the 2-time NBA champ from the Hawks for Lou Williams and 2 future second-round picks. Rondo, a huge plus for that L.A. locker room, says 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry.
I know Rondo is going to take control and say, hey, the most important thing right now is to try to win a championship. We have the talent. We have the coaching staff. All we got to do is go out and put it and apply it on the court. Now we have the pieces to do that with Rondo, who's going to bring them together. He's that glue that they needed.
Robert Horry on the jump. Rockets trading Victor Oladipo to the Heat. Orlando, a major seller today. Magic trading Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets for Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, and a projected 2025 first-round pick. Magic also finalizing a deal to send guard Evan Fournier to the Celtics for a pair of second-round picks. Magic traded star center Nikola Vucevic and forward Al-Farouq Aminu to the Bulls for Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks. Baseball, White Sox left fielder Eloy Jimenez out 5 to 6 months with a ruptured pectoral tendon.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Need a long commercial break to settle back down after Shock Your Mock.
Always. Not gonna lie, that got a little more aggressive than I wanted to get, Brent. That's on me. That's on me.
I'm still disappointed we didn't play a little Pitbull music.
Like I said, I want to keep it as calm and collected as possible. I thought I did a pretty good job, but you play Pitbull, you're asking for issues.
Hey, just so you know, man, this is a marathon, not a race.
I know.
All right? I mean, we got till April 29th.
People yesterday want me to do more than one a day. Are you kidding me?
I know.
I mean, you might as well get me on, what's the Lipitor for your heart? Yeah. So Grandpa's take?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Might as well get me on some Lipitor. I'm not wrong. Right? Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
So what are we laughing at? Grandpa's take Lipitor.
We just went down to the
sales
department on line 101.
Give me some Lipitor endorsements.
Some Lipitor
endorsements.
I mean, Shock Your Mock.
If I recall right, my grandpa used to pop those like Tic Tacs. So yeah, get me some Lipitor, please.
Wow. Oh, man. We'll give you something Grandpa takes. I don't know what, but...
Hey, I'm to the point. Give me any. I will sling so much Lipitor. You have no idea. Hey, you know, I'm still young, but I got to watch out for my cholesterol and my heart, right? Yeah, I do MMA, but I also want to knock out cholesterol. Lipitor.
Done.
That's the video right there. That's the endorsement video right there.
You just did it.
Kuz, can you comment that for me and send that to them right now?
You're right.
Appreciate you.
How much Lipitor have you done in the last couple of days, Stuart Weber?
None for me. I did hear you say Taylor Twellman, though, and I came running.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you already go. That was an attraction.
They want to talk about soccer. There was a friendly today we could talk about if you wanted to. You don't want to.
No, there's a. I saw that actually.
Yes, there's Des with a heck of a goal for the U.S.
They're
against
actually
Jamaica.
like they got people excited. The U.S. men's national team, though, don't they? Like they could be
it's
pretty
all
good.
these young guys too. That are
it could be like
on the
trending in the
roster.
right direction.
Yeah. You poach enough guys from other countries, that's going to happen. Sergino, by the way, a Dutch player, Dutch-ish.
Okay.
You can still be multiple, and that's why he's on the American
Dutch-ish.
side. Dutch-ish.
Okay.
Well, he had the decision to claim between does he want to be on the Dutch national team or the U.S. national team.
I mean, so from his perspective,
yeah.
Probably more playing time on the U.S. national team right away. So that's what the decision was. Could he transfer to the Dutch team eventually, or
once,
is he
once you play
a
certain number of caps, you're committed.
You're committed.
You're locked in.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if you you change your residency and you live in a new country.
Yeah.
Once
once you've made that choice, you've
Okay.
made that choice. But
Interesting.
there's like a grace period at the beginning.
It's not like the Olympics where you can be a millionaire and live in this country and say, hey, I'm gonna do I don't know what's the sport.
I'm going
cross country skiing
for Antarctica.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a couple of those countries though.
No, there
yeah.
is that.
I mean, you're Olympian, but you're a millionaire and you kind of bought your way on. But that's cool.
I'm
Good-
still trying
good
to figure
job.
out if I can be a part of some country I haven't yet heard of.
Yeah.
Well, as a Dutch American, I'm very proud of what Sergino has done for Team USA.
Brent, should we go bobsledding? Well, how good of a driver are you? No, seriously, I once
I'm a good
considered
driver.
signing up for bobsledding.
You would be good, bobsledder, right?
Not
you're too tall.
driving. No, I don't think
you,
so.
Well, you're the takeoff guy.
Yeah, I'm the takeoff. Thank you, Stuart, the takeoff guy.
So if you're a two-man team, Brent's leading the ship.
Yeah.
And you're giving the quick start.
How's your
sounds like the
how's your
show.
sprint speed?
sounds like you just described the show. We're on wheels. We're a
We are.
bobsled team.
We're on wheels. And then
skates.
all of a sudden, Brent's mic cuts out when he's on location, and then Kuz just takes it into the wall. Turn force deadly.
What was the movie?
Cool Runnings.
Cool
yeah.
Runnings. See,
Yeah.
we're Cool Runnings. They were on wheels before they were on skates.
Yeah, there you go.
They had to
had
practice
helmets
on
on.
wheels.
And John Candy's just shaking his head, just like our boss does
that's
pretty much
Kuz.
every single day he walks in.
Kuz
here.
is John Candy.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to tell you what to do. Austin's got an egg in his shirt.
Oh, for sure.
Don't break the egg.
Absolutely. Sanka, right?
Yeah.
Sanka? Yeah.
You dead man.
Dead man.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little lesson here. Now that you're talking bobsledding.
Bobsled lesson. Oh, we're going to get
You
something
gonna
from
school
Albany.
us on bobsledding?
No.
Okay.
We in Jacksonville have an Olympic bobsledder that lives here.
Go on.
Vanetta Flowers.
Okay.
She was on the
Also did
U.S.
track and
Olympic
field,
team.
right?
What's that?
Did she also do track and field as her start before bobsledding?
She might have.
Kind of like Lolo Jones did that too.
Yes. She chased the gold in track and field.
Yeah.
And then switched to bobsledding. And I think participated in the first ever women's Olympic bobsled team.
Ah.
Cool.
Well, she lives down in St. Johns County. Her
neighbors.
They are actually in the neighborhood. I don't know them very well, but I know the kids went to school with one of their kids, and one of them was at Creekside. Now's at Bowles. Jaden Flowers plays baseball for him, and he's a good player. He's going to go to Tallahassee Community College to play baseball. So, but there you go. Some
Interesting.
bobsled pedigree if we want some lessons. That's what
I
I'm
like
getting at
that,
here.
man.
So a little history
Are
lesson
you
for
in?
you. But what?
Are you in?
I'm in.
You got
Let's do
soft
it.
feet? You got soft feet? No, because you can't skate.
Well,
you get. Hey,
I can
you're on
pedal.
ice. Okay.
If he can just steer the thing, he's good.
All right, I'm going to be honest right now.
I'll drive back from Ohio was pretty good for the
with the
snow.
confidence that you're bringing to the table and the athleticism of Stuart Weber being a former cross-country runner.
Yeah, I did do that. Yeah.
And soccer?
Soccer
Too. Okay. We're going to have a bobsled off
Can
here
you
between
stop?
you two.
Can you stop at the athleticism of Stuart Weber?
Here's what we're going to do.
Whoa,
Oh, wow.
whoa.
Oh, wow, Stuart. Get him.
Ran a marathon for Pete's sake. What are we doing here?
All I'm going to say is I'm going to set up an obstacle course in the parking lot maybe sometime next week. It's going to be 10 yards, and there's going to be obviously something to mimic ice. I don't know what I can do for that yet. It's Jacksonville, so it's going to be hard. But I want to see who's going to be the faster guy, and then I'll take you in the bobsled team, and we'll go with the
So
guy.
we're going the two-man bobsled.
I'm not going four, man. I'm not going to deal with four people in that small of a sled. There's no way.
Do you think you could go train for the bobsled for the next 3-4 years and make a run at it?
With my mentality, Brent? I have no idea. I don't know.
I wonder if you're too tall for that, too.
I feel like the height thing is really coming into play here. You guys are underestimating. Like, I can get in a cramped space if I have to. I have good mobility and flexibility.
Yeah,
I can make it happen.
I would think that.
Yeah. I think like my shot at an astronaut's not going to happen because I'm too tall, but I think a bobsled I can make it work.
You got to duck down and trust Brent.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. That's a good point.
Like I said, another metaphor for the show.
I got literally me when I go home and in my car after the show in the fetal position, and I'm trying to trust Brent. Like, I hope this works out, but man, I don't know sometimes. Yeah.
Be honest with you, I think that's more me. That describes me.
The show's going off the rails.
We're not coming back tomorrow.
Steph just comes home with the kids here in the fetal position on the ground.
If you crash like in the bobsled, you kind of flip. When we crash on this show, we go off the damn
over the edge,
whatever that thing is.
We're
the runway.
We're going the skeleton course or whatever that other racing one is. Skeleton.
That's crazy.
Luge. They do the same course, but yeah.
Skeleton's crazy.
It's the same track.
Yeah, same track.
Skeletons who grows like I can see like you see Cool Runnings. Okay, I want to be a bobsledder.
Yeah,
maybe
actually does look
there's
cool.
that.
Then you're like, okay, I'll do the luge. It's only me.
Yeah.
But then you're like, you know what? No, I'm going to go head first instead.
What kind of sociopath?
What are we doing?
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there's no way, dude. I'm sorry.
I gotta look this up. Is like skeleton? Are you like? Is it super smaller people? Like, is it like a jockey for in horse racing? Right? Like,
yeah.
If you're 4'5", then hey, guess what? Hey, Ty, if you don't grow a couple more inches, we're taking you to Ocala.
I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Boy. I mean, can we be on?
You're going to be an Olympian, dang it.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You're going to be 5'3". We're going riding horses in Saratoga, brother.
Highlight over there, too. You could play that.
By the way, make a lot of money in horse racing.
Yeah, you can.
But I just wonder if the skeleton is kind of like, hey, I wanted to do this in bobsled or I wanted to do this in a luge, but I couldn't. Yeah. I don't know the body type.
I don't know why I can't connect why it would be smaller or bigger for one or the other, because you probably want the size for the momentum.
Yeah, there's probably a certain amount of mass that you want there. Yeah.
Well, I think you have to weigh a certain thing, or else they weigh the sled down.
Sled?
Yeah.
Like jockeys.
Oh, check this out.
Like jockeys.
Hey, shout out to ABC News. The average height of every Olympic winter athlete. Oh. Here we go right here. Right. Skeleton and bobsled. Average size.
They actually put them together.
Well, no, see, this is different because the bobsled you think is a lot bigger because for the bulky guys. So, but the average for a skeleton, it says is 5'10", 175. That's what Kyle Tress, who is an American athlete, fits the bill. 5'10", 175.
I'd have to lose a couple LBs, but I could do that.
Yeah.
A couple nuts in your head, too, to want to do that.
Yeah, a few screws loose.
I don't know where you were going with that. What about the bobsled average?
See, it says the bobsled kind of fits the same mold, but I don't buy into that. Like, it says skeleton and bobsled, 5'10".
You're out. Has there ever been a 6'6" bobsledder?
Not yet, Brent. Call me the Rosa Parks of bobsledding. When the first 6'6" guy is going to be in there.
I feel like Cool Runnings. Some of those Jamaican guys were big or
yeah.
tall.
What was the big dude's name?
They were all
Yul Brynner.
They were all sprinters.
I know. So that's usually got a taller build, right?
Yul Brynner was like 6'3", dude, in that movie. He was big. Yeah.
Well, 6'6" and 6'3" is a big difference.
I know. The actual person.
Well, I know, but based off a true story.
Just think,
was it not?
You're 6'6".
Yes, it was based off.
There you go.
You're 6'6".
I don't know if they picked
and the events happened in real time.
Okay. If you're 6'6", in that bobsled, you don't get down. You better hope there's not a tunnel.
They got those little spots you got to duck under probably.
Listen, can we Brent, I don't like how you're coming at me right now because like you keep on saying that I can't be a bobsledder, and like if you keep on putting this in my brain when I'm done with MMA, then I have to go do bobsledding now. Wow. Like I have to tell my family, hey, I know I said when MMA is done, I'm done competing and I can focus on our family, but no, Brent says I can't be a bobsledder, so I have to go be a bobsledder.
This is a deep dive conspiracy theory. Steph just doesn't want to see you in the cage anymore.
So you want to see me on ice going 100 miles per hour?
He figures looks less gruesome, at least on TV.
I don't know, man. There's crashes sometimes.
I think the best way to test it is you get on a longboard over at Kona and then just ride through the skate park and see if you can manage that.
I don't need a longboard. I got my skateboard at home. You see me on Twitter doing my thing.
Well, I'm saying for multiple people on it.
Oh,
it's
I
not
got you.
One, you know.
All right, well, I'll bring my skateboard tomorrow. Brent, we'll get on it together and we'll go ahead and make that happen.
Oh, boy.
Please do that.
We'll go ahead and make that happen.
Speaking of shock your mock.
Shock your heart after the heart attack.
All right, here's let's get a little football. I know that was kind of fun. But Stuart Weber does join us. Hope you had a good little trip down to the Keys.
We did, yep.
I'm a little baffled at the Gardner Minshew stuff.
Yeah.
We talked a lot of Gardner Minshew, okay? Gardner Minshew, I think his time's done in Jacksonville. It's been a wild ride. It's been an interesting one. It's disconnected in many ways. So Jim Nagy from the Senior Bowl tweets something today, and basically said that the Jags derailed his progression and possibility to be a starting quarterback in the NFL because they were tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not the whole truth. Because, first of all, there was a hidden injury. He wasn't playing well. But I felt like the fans went like, hey, Jim Nagy, you don't know what the heck you're talking about.
But he
this
really
is all
doesn't.
on Minshew.
Yeah.
I think what Nagy might have been referring to is something that I've referenced in the past is why didn't he come back in? Like, why didn't he get back in once he was healthy?
Sure.
Right? And so what he's basically saying, and listen, we had these conversations, if we're being real, it's like, okay, Doug Marrone, you keep telling us you're trying to win, but are you really playing your best guy? Right?
Yeah.
We wondered
No,
that. So that might be
also,
more what Nagy's
tanking.
referencing. I'm not here to defend Nagy.
Yeah.
What I'm more interested in is the fans' reaction to that. The fans are they're like over it.
Yeah.
They're like, see ya. Down the road, Gardner Minshew. We loved you for a minute, but we don't anymore. You're not good. You weren't good. I was a little surprised by the reaction by some. I mean, this is Twitter. It's not everybody.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. Are they really that much off the Minshew train? Did people fall out of – were they that much on the side of the organization last year when it came to Minshew and the hiding of the injury potentially, the not playing? They thought this was Minshew's fault more so than the organization. I thought fans would side with Minshew more and be like, why isn't he playing? Now, listen, the fans are smart around here. We saw the long game. The long game was what it was, and everybody was kind of rooting for the 1-15 and the Trevor Lawrence. So there is a little bit of that to hide it. But there's almost like a little bit of nastiness toward Minshew now, it felt like today. And some of that stuff I saw. I mean, this is a guy everybody wanted to celebrate, lift up, and we loved it for a few months. And now the fans are just like, see you later, man. We got our next guy. Is it as simple as that?
I think it is as simple as that because what we're seeing and what Gardner Minshew is going to realize if he hasn't already, one of the hardest truths of the NFL is it doesn't matter how cool you are, how nice you are, how much of a meme kind of guy you are with your jean shorts and your bandana and your mustache, which I celebrate. I'm all about. But if you're not winning football games, you're not good to anybody. And that's the fact. There'll be a small majority of people that will always have your back and everything, and they'll celebrate the kind of guy that you are. But a majority of it, and it doesn't matter if it's in Jacksonville, Green Bay, it doesn't matter. If you're not having success on the field and you're not winning ball games and there's better stuff on the horizon, there's a new guy coming in, you're an afterthought. And they're going to forget about you. They're going to forget all the good that you did. And they're going to say, yeah, we're on to the next one, Gardner Minshew. We'll see you later. And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, I definitely think it's that. It's the fact that, all right, we're moving on to Trevor Lawrence, and we're going to block all of our ex's social media. You know,
Yeah.
we're completely wiping out that aspect in the last 2 years. And yes, maybe it's coming with a little extra vitriol that you wouldn't expect from, such a fan-loved player. I mean, think about how many people have these number 15 jerseys and the Gardner mustaches and, everything that came along
crazy.
with the Minshew mania.
Yep. Brett, looking at you.
I think they're doing as much as they possibly can to put it in the rearview mirror and get ready for the future. And when you think about, would you want to have this guy who is such a fan favorite hanging around and posing any sort of threat? And no, there's no threat to Trevor Lawrence, but you know what I'm saying? Like, would you want that one who's got all these great memories in your back pocket, or do you just want to completely split and move on to the next thing?
And I know it's a different scenario here, but was like Blake Bortles ever treated this way on his way out?
I didn't feel it. I think people were over Blake, wondered if Blake would ever be good, but there was still like this cool-natured thing about Blake that, like, how do you hate that guy, right?
Or how do you when they gave him a new contract, too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there were plenty of doubters on Blake from a football standpoint, but I don't know if there was ever a love affair with Blake either that Minshew had. So the gap was not this wide. Like, I really sense, by the way, your examples are a good one. The ex-girlfriend kind of treatment, like, okay, see you later. But I don't know. It just feels a bit harsh over these last couple of days. Like, why is he a villain? Like, you can sit here and tell me stuff in the building, the hiding injury, he wasn't as good as everybody said, it didn't work out, all that stuff you get in Trevor Lawrence. But unless I'm misinterpreting this, my perception by some, and I wanted this to be perfectly clear, Twitter is not necessarily everybody, okay? It's a small population, and it could just be some of the tweets that I saw. So I'm not telling you everybody in Jacksonville feels this way. But there was kind of this narrative today that almost like he's the villain. Get him out of here. See you later. Like, did Minshew earn that?
No. To echo Stewart's point, though, I don't think it's the fact that Minshew's a bad guy or he's a villain. He's just a reminder of what was, and people are on to the next thing. New regime, a bunch of new players, a new quarterback. People don't want to live in the past with a guy that's associated to the worst season in Jaguars history.
That's exactly it.
Now, that worst season got you Trevor Lawrence, so it is what it is there. But they don't want to be known as, the starting quarterback of the worst team in franchise history. So you wash your hands of it. You say, we'll see you later. Now, in time, I think people will come back around and say, hey, remember that whole Minshew mania thing? Like, that was crazy.
They'll remember 2019. They won't remember 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair.
That's a good point.
I mean, listen, his record didn't turn out to be that good. He played well the first 2 games, didn't play well after that. This is not me standing for Minshew to say, man, he really should be the guy. He should be. I'm really was taken aback by some of the reaction of the fan. Again, you can tell, we talked about this yesterday, the perception in the building versus outside the building is different. I've been told that for months. And what that means, I don't even still know. But we question whether, hey, if you're a quarterback in that position in the NFL, can you be kind of a look-at-me guy? Even if you're not the guy saying it, your actions kind of indicate it. Can you do that? And I think Cam Newton's run into that in the past, right? The stuff he wears at a press conference, look-at-me guy. You better perform, and when you don't, people are like, that's a look-at-me guy in the quarterback position. You're not supposed to be doing that, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be pumping up the rest of the team, deflecting. So I understand why inside the building, some of that stuff might not be great, and people might interpret it, especially old school coaches, maybe older players. He's just a young guy, hasn't proven it enough. Like, I understand where that could get a little sideways internally.
But they sure jumped all over handing out mustaches for games and all the stuff that he brought along with it.
That's, in fairness, though, that's not the locker room. That's the promotions. That's the building, and they should. They should try to sell tickets and try to do that stuff.
See,
But did he do all that happen so fast that maybe some of the old school coaches, some of the players didn't appreciate, didn't love it? Or maybe there was more Minshew that we don't know about internally.
I don't know, man. I just see. Go ahead.
Regardless, though, I don't understand the fans' reaction to it.
I just see a guy with Gardner Minshew, and I talked about it when we met him at the Senior Bowl. This guy knows exactly who he is, and the only person he knows how to be is himself, and he's genuine. So, like, when you rock those jean shorts and that mustache and the mullet now that he's got, like, I don't think that's like, hey, look at me. I just think this is a guy who loves to have fun and takes road trips in the RVs across the country, and he's just a kind of an enigma, if you will. And he's different like that. Like, I remember when Ryan Fitzpatrick was going through Ryan Fitzmagic, and he's wearing these track shoots and these gold chains and these shades. To me, that's not Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay, the guy went to Harvard. You mean tell me you went to Harvard and now you're wearing a tracksuit and shades inside with a gold chain? Like, no. That was an act, man. Like, you were embracing your character, but guess what? Like, everyone loved it. And even when you start to struggle a little bit, like, nobody looked down on you and said, well, remember that whole Fitzmagic thing? What a joke. Like, I don't think
he was 35, not 24.
But I don't think his teammates looked at him and been like, well, dude, you got to stop doing this. No, it's fun. Now, with Minshew's standpoint, once again, you're bringing in a new guy and it's going to be different. But, like, I don't know. I just don't think that we should. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Minshew's doing all this act and doing all this facade, but we talk to his family, we talk to the people that know him. This is who he is. And if you can't celebrate someone for who they are, 100% genuine, regardless if it's the quarterback position or not, then let's take a look at ourselves and be like, what are we talking about, guys?
Yeah, and I'm curious now because I think we went to his hometown, and that does seem like who he is. Mm-hmm. But what is he like internally? What has he been like as a teammate? What's he like when things don't go well? Does he get too caught up in the persona? I mean, because that's possible, I would think. So I think it's something I want to at least just look into that a little bit more because I'm a little surprised, not so much at the internal, hey, it's time to move on, but the external, like almost like he's a villain. I just don't, I never saw, even through all this, Minshew kind of coming across in that villain kind of way where the fans were like, see you later, man. Thanks. We appreciated like the 12 games and the 8 months, and that was fun. But we're on to the next one. And listen, you just said it. Darth Minshew jumps in. It's like when you're dating someone, but someone hotter comes along. You suddenly see every flaw and pretend everything they do is wrong to get out of the relationship. Badlands McNally says his shtick is much less fun when you aren't winning, and how much he started forcing it probably had an expiration date anyway. Did he force it? I don't know. Like, is that who he is?
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the results on the field, it dictated that it wasn't going to be loved when he started losing. So
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're Tim Tebow or if you're Gardner Minshew. if you're not winning football games, people will turn on you.
Oh, yeah. And that's fair. And listen, there is an element of Minshew, and I don't know if I fault him for this. I think we've had these discussions. He tried to take advantage of the 15 minutes of fame. He did memorabilia deals.
Mm-hmm.
He did some shows. He was the RV thing.
Yeah. Didn't do our show, but it's okay.
The brand, he tried to jump on the brand a little bit, but knowing that he really might only have these 15 minutes of fame. And as it turns out, he might have just had that 15 minutes of fame. He got to make a few extra bucks.
Yeah.
He got to have fun with it. And I even wondered at the time, and when we had these conversations, this isn't being different in hindsight, when he's doing the Uncle Rico stuff, everybody's enjoying it, having fun with it. How do his teammates feel about it? Is he too young to be doing that? Has he done enough right yet to do that?
I don't know, man.
And as that plays out, I don't know if it's the teammates, the coaches, the whatever. And again, the hand injury thing, whatever that was, is significant in all of this, from a trust standpoint inside the building. And then I do think the aligning with the potential number one pick is significant in the last 6 weeks of the season, him not playing more. I think as you look back, if you're being honest with yourself, the idea that number one pick was in play with Trevor Lawrence waiting in the wings, I think that had to be real discussions. They'll never admit it, but it would be smart discussions, quite frankly. And as you look at it,
But it
in
still
hindsight.
brings up the question: why is it such a negative thing right now from the fans?
Yeah,
and you would think if this was the case, you would just be like, all right, move on, we're done, but not turn per se in this manner. But
fans hold on to everything, man.
Yeah.
They hold on to everything until it's good again, and it's not good yet.
I will tell you this: I had a conversation with somebody about a couple weeks after the injury. Maybe it was a week and a half after the injury.
Dave Caldwell.
Last year. No, it wasn't Caldwell.
Dave Caldwell.
No, it wasn't.
DC?
It wasn't anybody inside the Jags building. And that person said something to the effect of, "I can't believe how much people have turned on it."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, well, really, have they? I mean, it's just kind of the nature of it. You lose and people get frustrated. They've lost a lot around here. Like I always say to that too, you've lost a lot around here. You might be 6-10, but this organization over 12 years is like 6-210.
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel that as a player, but maybe that wasn't too far from the truth.
And then if that's the case, then why would he want to be here still and probably request a trade?
Yeah. My point is, though, I think it's more and more maybe like the Jags want to get rid of him than he wants out. Yeah. But it might be mutual.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to turn on Marcel's flag football team once they start losing. Ooh. So we can finally turn on them.
Are they doing
good right now?
Did you hear what he did last week?
No.
So you know how he did the late show and I did the early?
Yeah.
Like we had a slug in there in TV terms to put something else into the show. Put a shot of his team after he scored 6 touchdowns that night and
he
won
had
the game.
6 touchdown night. That's
6 touchdown night. Well, no,
so he put it on the TV show?
Someone else should say it about you. Not you about
He's
yourself.
Shameless. Surprised he didn't ask to come on the show, be nominated for our Athlete of the Week. Go vote, by the way, ESPN690.com.
Add him to the vote.
Not for Marcel.
Did you put me on there when I played the Giants?
I did.
Okay, good. Okay.
Did you?
Then we're all good.
I think you did.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, on TV. I thought you meant Athlete of the Week. I'm like, no, you put you on Athlete of the Week. What are you talking about?
Hey, Athlete of the Week, let's go.
Yes.
Athlete of the Week brought to you by Honda the Avenues is a high school thing. You're not
eligible.
You can't be eligible to be nominated.
Iola Scandinavia is outside the viewing area.
One other thing, by the way, about the Gardner Minshew. Do you see his Instagram post?
No.
Free bird, Leonard Skinner.
It's on brand, though.
Yeah, definitely on brand. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Fair to partly cloudy tonight with some fog developing, dropping to near 60 degrees. It'll be partly sunny and very warm on Friday with record or near record highs in the upper 80s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years zero-interest financing with nothing down.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks or Us Training Helpline. Today we're explaining the term verified alarm to all you newbies out there.
Oh, boss, I can explain that. A verified alarm just means that whatever caused the security system alarm to go off has been verified.
Correct. And what alarm company is known for providing the fastest verified alarms?
Safe Touch Security.
Exactly. Because Safe Touch has the two-way communicator, which leads to alarm verification within seconds.
And alarm verification is very bad for us crooks.
Yeah, unlike a non-verified alarm that police label a low priority.
Like right below getting Grandma's cat out of a tree low.
So, to sum up, verified alarms. Just one more reason we crooks have the golden rule, stay away from Safe Touch houses. Remember that, and you'll be fine.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Ever finally get around to trying something and it's so much better than you expected, where you're mentally kicking yourself for not doing it sooner or wondering where it's been your whole life? That's how Griffin customers feel about their Florida-rated AC. They even tell me,
we're never going back to regular AC.
And it's the same for our Florida-rated water heaters, too. It's so much better, our customers wonder why no one told them about it before. Well, we fix what others can't. Tired of having to run a shower or faucet for 3 minutes before you actually get hot water? We can fix that.
Nice.
Tired of Jacksonville's swampy hard water hurting your appliances and hair? We can fix it.
Naturally.
Tired of a tank water heater going bad every 5 to 8 years or running out of hot water?
Yep.
Griffin can fix that big time.
Oh, yeah. I never knew I could have hot water as soon as I turn on the tap.
And my hair could be so much healthier. And my appliances can last longer.
Well, you can, but only if you call
GriffinService.com.
1430-261-1250-697.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is your home not feeling very new anymore? Sick of that pink bathroom tile, popcorn ceilings, a stove older than you are? Whether it's repairs or reno, finance it smart with a Honeydew HELOC from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, where you can borrow up to 90% of your home's appraised value. You've got good taste, but your block counters ain't cheap. So get to work and open a Honeydew HELOC with 1-to-1 Financial. When you do, we'll send you a free handyman tool set to get started. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our legal team can help you understand your options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
There is a taste of the islands in every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, imported directly from Tequila, Mexico to Jacksonville Beach. Vida de Luis is the only locally owned tequila in Jax Beach. Support local and try Vida de Luis. Award-winning, smooth, all natural, no aldehydes or additives, which means wake up feeling good the next morning. Find out where you can pick up a bottle of Vida de Luis, Blanco, Reposado, or Añejo. Just visit VitaDeLuis.com. Support local and taste the islands in every drop.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road. You can even rent 2021 models. Rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
office in Jacksonville.
Where else can you get luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials? Only one place, at Culhane's Irish Pub at Atlantic Beach and on the South Side. It's as Irish as you can get, owned by 4 Irish sisters. And they've got fish and chips, of course, shepherd's pie. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com for the full menu. And try the new 5 Sisters vodka at happy hour. Luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials, and so much more. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and the South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub, Irish Sass with 5-star class.
For survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties, Hubbard House provides free, confidential emergency shelter and services. Call our 24-hour hotline at 904-354-3114.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Hey everyone, this is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 10 different platforms. But if you missed the show today, you missed this.
Are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I think they are. I mean, I've been a big Josh Allen supporter. I mean,
how about his start?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm not surprised.
I guess Jalen Ramsey wasn't right about him being trash.
Subscribe to the podcast and check the show out on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Get the podcast daily. All you have to do is search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Brent Martineau.
I finished second, right? I lost in the championship to you.
Austin Lane.
Hey, you know what? You didn't win, okay? That's all that matters.
I didn't win.
Don't worry about what you did last year. You didn't win.
I didn't win, and I auto-drafted.
That's right.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
There are super talented skill position players in this draft. The value beyond the quarterbacks at the top of this draft is in all of the offensive playmakers. It's in a receiver named Jamar Chase out of LSU, the 2 kids from Alabama, Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, and the tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida. That's where the value is. If you're the Eagles, do you take one of them, put that guy on the field for Jalen Hurts and give him a chance to maximize your options? Or the third option, which I think you could make an equally compelling argument for, which is you need so much in Philly. Do you let someone else come up and take either a quarterback or one of those guys, trade back a little bit and try and add picks? Because what you need is players. Right now, they probably have as little talent on their roster as just about any team in the entire NFL.
Mike Greenberg, ESPN. Listen to him right here on ESPN 690 on a daily basis. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Action Sports Shack, Stuart Weber. Marcel Robinson just walked in. I don't know if he's going to get a mic.
It's a full house.
Ears are burning.
As well. I mean, this is unbelievable. The band is together.
The band is together. The 8 team's back. From, we had the picture in Miami, the 8-team picture.
That was a good
you
picture.
don't remember that. That's fine. That doesn't stick out to you, and that's fine.
It was a good night.
I took that picture very seriously.
That was a really good picture.
And I'm proud of that
He
picture.
apparently doesn't love it when a plan comes together.
Didn't I have a cigar?
You did have a cigar?
did.
Where did we get that from? Yeah, we had a cigar and everything, man.
There we go.
Yep.
I think, by the way, what Greenberg just said, I think there are a bunch of teams that you're going to ask on draft night in this first round, especially in the top 15, what kind of kahunas did they have?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because there are teams that are going to pass on a quarterback, one of these guys, that could get a tremendous quarterback going forward if this class is as good as everybody thinks. Yeah. And they're going to pass because they think they have their guy, a Jalen Hurts, a Tua. You know, Carolina I don't think is going to pass, but I mean, a Teddy Bridgewater, you know, whatever Washington's doing at QB. There are those kind of teams out there that really could pay the price for years and years to come.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Let's go through the list. I want to hear if you're going to pass, or you're going to pass on the quarterbacks at hand, or you're going to or you're going to pick a new quarterback. Basically, Miami, Tua. You confident in him, or are you going to pass on him and go someplace else?
No, I would pick another quarterback.
Really, over Tua? Yeah. 1 year. Dang, Brent. I mean, that's cojones. You said it.
And that's a great example of it. Listen, I have this. First of all, the Miami Dolphins are pretty good anyway. Okay?
Sure.
This is a luxury pick for Miami Dolphins in a weird way. Okay. Nobody thought they would have the you don't have a third pick coming off this time of year. You have an 18th pick like they have. But the Houston Texans.
Thanks, Laramie.
You're right. The Tunsil trade, you got a lot for them, and then the Texans were bad. when the Texans are trading Laramie Tunsil and their picks and all that, for
They
Tunsil,
thought they'd be giving a 20th pick
they're
away.
thinking maybe if it's on the back end one way or another, even if it's bad, it's
an
like
AFC
15th
South
pick,
title
right?
pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
They don't think they're giving them the 3rd overall pick. And so in that alone, I just want to be consistent. This is something I've said for a long time. I don't understand why teams don't pick more quarterbacks more often, and especially when you're in this situation. Point being, Miami's got a pretty good roster. If Tua doesn't work, they're not getting back up to 3 for the next few years because they're at least mediocre good enough. The question you have to ask yourself is not Tua can be good enough to win 9 games. Can he compete in the AFC East? It's can he win you a Super Bowl? That's the question you're asking yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you're not sure of that answer, why not they take a guy like Trey Lance, who you could sit down for a little bit, learn behind Tua, and now you have 2 guys. And then you do what Washington did, man. You go RG3 and Cousins, and you got one, or you trade the other, whatever it might be. I don't see why teams don't do that more often if they have a question mark.
Because you don't know, though, about Tua, and you invested a first-round pick in him last year. So, like, to me, do you take, like, a Jamar Chase out of LSU, probably the best wide receiver in this class,
and
help him and say, okay, well, here you go, man. We gave you the receiver, so now let's see what you got. If you can't make it with him, then next year we're going someplace else.
So we're all in the Miami room right now, okay?
Yeah.
And we're having these discussions.
Yeah.
And there's me that says that.
Yeah.
What I just said. There's you that says that.
Yep.
Stewart's going to say, hey, I can see both sides, guys, but, or maybe we should really help Tua out and get Penei Sewell, build that offensive line. We replace Laramie Tunsil's not going to cost us $18 million. We got a guy in a rookie deal that's better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have all these deals, and they're all good points. My point being in this conversation is somebody's going to make the right decision and the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm.
And those decisions are going to really hamper the organization for years to come, because if you pass the quarterback, you might be passing on a very good quarterback by the rankings and experts and what people think, at least with those top 4 or 5 guys.
It feels
Stuart,
to me.
Well, first of all, what are you going to do? Because you're the deciding vote here. Are we keeping Tua or are we going someplace else?
I think you're keeping Tua. You're not picking another quarterback.
Okay, there it is.
I think you're picking somebody to help Tua.
It's okay. My
Majority
feelings aren't
rules.
hurt.
They should be.
But I noted down in my book that I said we should take a quarterback. So when Tua is out of the league in 2 years,
there you go.
You guys are too, and I've still got a job.
You posted on Twitter. Welp. Yeah.
The way I see it, if you're getting that other quarterback, you're really hedging your bet. You're sacrificing, what is that amazing, top of the first round pick for a backup plan, which you'll end up trading one of those guys away for say a 3rd rounder or 4th rounder. So you're as your hedge. Like, that's how you have to kind of see it, is one of these guys is going to lose value.
That's why I'm a bad gambler, by the way, because I do that often.
You're not going to get a first-round value back for whatever you trade either of these guys for.
All right. Next, should we keep on going here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me another team.
Next situation, Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons, I think, would be silly to not invest in a quarterback.
In the first round, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, 4th overall pick. They are guaranteed to get what many would believe is a high-quality player.
Sure. Okay.
They have a new regime.
Yes.
They have Matt Ryan, who, again, has been very good.
Yeah, let's go back to the numbers 33. Last year real quick, though. Because Aaron Rodgers up there in age, too, and he proved a lot of people wrong.
He's 33, but there's a big difference between Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan.
So
Matt Ryan can't move.
So Matt Ryan went 4-12 last year. Not good, obviously. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Listen, I think Matt Ryan's still good.
Yeah.
I bring it again. I use Trey Lance as an example. It's a great spot for Trey Lance because you think Trey Lance is probably a little green. He doesn't need to go start right away. You can sit behind Matt Ryan for the next year, maybe even 2, while you build that roster up with all your other picks and free agency, and you build a roster that might be good to hand the torch off when you think it went downhill fast for Matt Ryan. I think the Atlanta Falcons sit in a spot where, I want to win quick. I want to win right now, but I also got a plan. And I'm not going to be in the top 5 very often, most likely, with this organization. And I got a quarterback that I really like. Again, you have to know the teams have to have on their board. The caveat here is how much do they like a guy? I'm not saying pick Trey Lance just because he's there. You got to like Trey Lance. You got to like one of the guys there, and that's their evaluation process. But if you are the guy in the room in Atlanta, you do like Trey Lance. You believe in Trey Lance.
Yeah.
You actually think there's an outside chance Trey Lance is the second best guy in the draft. You could get him as the 4th quarterback potentially off the board.
Yeah.
Well, then I would say, Austin Lane, you go invest in that guy right now.
Sure.
And you be ready for when the torch is passed.
That's true, but I also see a division right now where obviously you have Tampa Bay, who, Super Bowl contenders once again, but you have the New Orleans Saints right now that might be on the back burner a little bit because of the quarterback situation. So are we in win now mode or win in the future mode, or are you in both?
But you're not going to beat Tampa, right? So you have to tell yourself, we're not good enough to probably beat Tampa. I want to measure myself right now against what Carolina's doing. I got a new regime. I want to be ahead of Carolina over the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing about the Falcons. You don't have this question of have we provided Matt Ryan with the weapons.
True.
He's got the weapons. He's got
now,
two
can
of the
they
best.
Stay healthy, though?
It's a big question mark, but he's had the weapons over the years. So you don't have that question, oh, well, what if we just give him that one more piece? He's had the pieces.
Well, last one real quick before we go to break. 49ers.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because there's some scuttlebutt that they might trade for Minshew, right?
There is.
When you could get, where are they picking again? 8? Where are they?
Well, I mean,
not 8. Carolina's 8.
Yeah, but some mock drafts had them trading up to get guys like a Trey Lance or a Zach Wilson.
But do you know where
Zach
they
Wilson
sit
was the fall
right now?
They're at number 12 right now.
Okay, so that's a little far down. But I would,
like for instance,
I think yes, I would go if somebody were to fall, like a Lance or somebody again you like. I don't know if I would aggressively go get. But if somebody lands in my lap, I'm going to get that guy.
But you're not going to go out of your way, though.
I'm not moving up to get. I've got a $120 million guy under contract.
Sure. Stuart?
Get a weapon. Not a quarterback.
They have weapons, though, man. If they can stay healthy. There's
that's
weapons
the thing.
there
Like,
in San Fran.
They're a football team that they can actually do that.
They can stay healthy.
They can say, okay, are we good enough at QB? We think we might be, but if we're not, we got this guy who we think can be great.
Sure.
Again, Arizona's a good lesson now. I don't know still how good Kyler Murray's going to be. Kansas City, a good lesson in the last handful of years. We had Alex Smith, but we think this guy's going to be great. Who's going to have the cojones to do it?
Yeah.
And you just gave us 3 teams. I think Philadelphia fits this mold too.
Bears?
Teams that Chicago almost would QB1.
I know QB1 by the way.
Because we'll get into that. Next, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Out of the war room and into commercial.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Thursday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jacksonville Jaguars added to their QB room yesterday by signing former 49ers signal caller C.J. Beathard for a 2-year, $5 million contract. Along with some serious questions the future of Minshew Mania here on the First Coast, even though the team said it had no intention of trading him. After the Florida Gators took an early exit from the tournament, standout sophomore Trey Mann has decided to take an early exit from college and declare for the NBA draft. And in other NBA news, Kyle Lowry, one of the Toronto Raptors' greatest players in franchise history, is on the move. Here's Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN NBA insider, on who might want to trade for him.
It's significant. And listen, there are teams who think about the idea of trading for him and then perhaps signing him this summer when he's a free agent. And then there's those who look at him perhaps as a rental. And so the Raptors are sifting through all of those offers.
The Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
Where do the Knicks have to finish to get into the mix for an A-list free agent, a Booker, or somebody else?
If they make the playoffs and they show trajectory heading in the right direction, man, it's nothing like playing in a city with energy.
I mean, they're doing everything right. They're trending in the right direction. You can't say they're not.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio or streaming live on the ESPN app.
Life is complicated. We all know it, and all can use the proper support system. You know what else can be complicated? Owning a home. And that's why Rex was built to go beyond the simple real estate transaction. Full-service agents for buying and selling, mortgage services, insurance quotes, escrow and title, even home repair, all one call away. I guess you could call Rex your home support system and not a typical brokerage. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. Want more? Of course you do. With all that convenience comes reduced fees too. In fact, the average Rex homeowner saves over $10,000 when buying and selling a home. Want to get started? It's never too soon. Call 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. Florida license number CQ1057788. For further licensing disclosures, please visit rexhomes.com.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope. and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. CGC Water has been telling you if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Still not a believer? Well, you can believe me. My family has been a happy CGC Water customer for 4 years now. Customer service is tremendous. We got our water tested. We were told about our options and financing in detail. No pressure, just information. Installation was quick, and the CGC team was there every step of the way. And we absolutely love it because it works. Heck, I even think my coffee tastes better because of it. And I love my coffee. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Schedule your free water test today and ask how you can save up to $500. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Financing available with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer.
After a long day, having my dogs greet me at the door with their silly smiles and wagging tails makes me happy. I want to keep that joy with me for years to come. That's why I trust Forever Vets Animal Hospital to keep my pets healthy. Forever Vets was voted 2019's best vet in Jacksonville Magazine's Readers Poll, and it's easy to see why. The affordable wellness plans are tailored to meet all of your pet's changing needs as they grow. Open 7 days a week, Forever Vets friendly staff is available to treat you and your pet with care. They combine extended hours with online booking to allow you to give your pet quality care while accommodating your schedule. Go online to forevervets.com to find which of their 9 locations is nearest you. And don't forget their newest location in Bartram Market. Forever Vets Animal Hospital, keeping your pets happy and healthy forever.
Smoothie King is blending goodness to fuel your greatness. They make sure every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses whole fruits and only organic veggies. You'll never find any sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives in the smoothies. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of the blends. Skip the line and place your order online now at smoothieking.com for contactless pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
If you're usually listening to ESPN 690 in your car, but your boss has you working from home this week, well, take us with you. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jacks. Tell Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy all that sweet listening coverage.
So Art Rooney II on a fan call about a 17-game schedule up in Pittsburgh. The quote is, the 17-game schedule I think will work out well. This year will be the first year for it. We'll get a chance to see how it goes. I think we'll reduce the preseason by 1 game. Who needs Adam Schefter and Rappaport? See that? And Art Rooney II.
Yeah, fan call. Done.
And, well, it looks like they're going to 17 games, which, by the way, everybody says was about a done deal. Yeah. What was interesting is would they go to 2 preseason games, potentially 3, and it looks like they'll have 3, according to Art Rooney II.
Okay.
On a fan call.
By the way, do you like 17? I mean, the more the merrier.
I don't like the uneven number.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? 7. Get used to that.
Kind of throws you for a loop a little bit, but it's more fantasy football.
Rotating
it's
year.
More, yeah, it's more everything. I'm not mad at that.
But
as long as the players get.
Jeff Fisher would hate it because he can't go 8-8.
Listen, that's true. It does take 8-8. You know, the Jags have only gone 8-8 twice in franchise history. Believe it or not.
Really?
You think it would happen more? It's a league built for 8-8. I think it's twice in franchise history.
And I was part of one of those teams.
You were part of one of those.
They should celebrate
You're
us.
Historic.
They should celebrate
They should bring
us.
you guys back.
What the heck?
Should be in the pride.
Let's go.
Hey,
the 8-8 team.
They got more of the pie in the last CBA.
Yes.
You okay with 17 games as a player?
Well, you know how I feel about the CBA, right, though? They got more of the pie, but I think it was enough of the pie. Yeah, like, I don't know, Brent. It's hard to put myself back in that, like, mindset. You know, it's another paycheck for sure. I guess I got no problem with 17.
It's a bigger paycheck and more important game. I mean, people like to play games, right? We've all played sports. How did you love to practice? No.
Yeah,
you like to play.
And then let's not get it twisted, though. People love to play the games when they're getting compensated for playing the games.
Well,
the NFL
especially
players.
in a violent game.
Yeah. So I think if they're getting compensated, right, which, we can go back and forth with that. Sure, why not? One more game. I love it.
Just for the record, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is bad cereal anyway. It's overrated.
What? What are we doing? Why are you can't do this with so little time on the clock for rebuttals.
Done.
That's ludicrous.
Always hated it.
What are you, a Raisin Bran guy?
Here's the problem.
What? No.
He's a grape nut guy, isn't he?
I've had him.
I've seriously never been so upset. First of all, it's my favorite cereal.
Flakes.
It's my favorite cereal.
It's a lot of people's favorite cereal.
What's your favorite cereal then?
For me.
I'd probably
Don't even say like Chex.
Fruit Loops. But I like Captain Crunch too.
Oh yeah, you like cutting the roof of your mouth?
I know it does get you sometimes. It does get you sometimes. I like Lucky Charms a bit. Everybody likes Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Because it's good.
Because
it's really good.
But as soon as you put the milk in on Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's so soggy, man.
No, it's. How do you pour cereal?
You
No,
go
it's
run a
not.
mile and then come back and eat. What are you doing?
You just get your bowl, you pour the cereal in the milk, and you watch your cartoons, and you enjoy. It doesn't go soggy right away.
It's too soggy.
That's ludicrous. What about Fruit Loops?
There was another one that was really soggy, too. It was a Graham. Did it used to be like a...
Honey Grams?
Is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Honey Grams.
Golden Grams?
No.
Cinnamon Toast Graham? No, Toast Cinnamon Grams? Grams? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But Cinnamon
I'm
Toast
so
Crunch,
upset.
everybody, that's like their number one cereal, like so many people.
That
It's
and
so
Frosted
overrated.
Flakes.
Now with shrimp.
Stop,
So
Brent.
overrated.
Stop.
Shrimp Tails and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, huh?
Are you here tomorrow or are you on the road?
I'm here.
You should maybe take it on the road tomorrow. I'm just telling you right now, man. You should maybe
follow
take it on the
along
road
social
tomorrow.
media. He doesn't know about the shrimp tails.
I seriously, Cinnamon Toast Crunch has been my favorite cereal of all
You're
time.
not alone.
We're bringing a box in tomorrow.
And you're talking bad about it.
By the
man.
way, I'll be bobsledding tomorrow, so have a good Friday, everybody. We'll see you. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
They just don't make them like they used to.
People say that a lot, and sometimes it's true, but not for air conditioners. Manufacturers actually make them better than they used to. It's just